All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Bear Bull Traders Pre-Market Show. Happy to be here with you today. And right off the top, I'll say, being that I got so many comments on yesterday's shirt, I thought I would up the ante today and go with an even more intricate pattern and see what happens. So here you go. Welcome to today's shirt. So, hope everybody's having a good morning. Hopefully you had a great evening. Peter, how was your evening? My evening was great, thank you very much. So, I had a good time. As you can see, I'm here with my sidekick. Oh, wait a second. I don't have a sidekick. All right, well, maybe I'll gain a co-host at some point over the course of this show. You never know. We had a good system last week. This week, it's the Peter Show. So sorry about that in advance. But don't worry, we still have things for you guys to talk about. So, and lots of things happening out there. Look, as the headline for this show says, if you're out there in YouTube, welcome, by the way. Appreciate all of our viewers on YouTube. There are things happening. We have President Trump that's taking shots at the Fed. Lisa Cook is in his crosshairs right now. He's looking to try and remove her from the Fed board, presumably to try and put someone more favorable to his policies in place. And as we were talking about yesterday, it looks like the Trump administration is taking a position in Intel. So some moves being made that could directly affect the market. And that's something that we care about, because obviously as we're looking at stocks and looking at what to trade, we want to see how the markets are going to react to these types of events. So far, you know what? Not a lot to worry about from the market perspective. We are sitting here still right towards these all-time highs. Yesterday, we had a little bit of a sell-off as we pulled down from the big move up that we had on Friday, but really nothing to be concerned about yet. Still, the stock market is still, firing on all cylinders, it looks like. We'll see what happens as the days progress. From the gappers, you can see just a few things in the gappers, a couple of things on the earnings schedule that we can take a look at. So we'll get to that gappers in a moment. In the meantime, we got to take a look at this economic calendar and see what's happening out there. A couple of economic numbers that I wanted to let you know about. This morning, the very first one was the durable goods orders that was expected to be about a 4% contraction, 3.8 to 4%, depending what number you looked at. And actually looks a little bit better than that. At only negative 2.8 was the number that came out. And then later this morning, we do have a couple other things with the S&P composite index. This is coming out and expected to be pretty flat. The consumer confidence number is going to come out at 10, and of course 11:30. We have this Atlanta Fed GDP now, not a number I used to look at. Every month they release a new number, and I hadn't really followed it, but now I'm a little more interested because of what's happening with the Fed, and I think it's something that we should sort of be aware of, because the Fed movement is having a little bit of a bigger impact on stocks recently. We know that the next Fed rate announcement is supposed to come out on the 17th of September. So again, still 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks until that number comes out. But I'm keeping a close eye on it because, I really do think that that is going to be very impactful in the market. That number hasn't changed, by the way. As we look at it, we have about 86% of the analysts that are thinking that we are going to have a rate cut of about, let's put this up on the screen so you guys can see it. a rate cut here of about a quarter point, 86.3, as I said. The balance, 13.7%, think that the rates are largely going to stay the same. So whatever does end up happening, we know that the markets are going to be sort of ready for it and poised. So let's get to this gappers and start to take a look at the things that are moving this morning so we can figure out what it is we want to trade. Let me bring up actually what we were looking at yesterday. As you can see yesterday, I always have Nvidia, AMD, and Tesla on my primary watch list. Yesterday we were watching Open, PDD, Intel, and Roblox. I'm going to clear off this secondary list, although some of those are likely to come back as we talk about things this morning. In fact, you know what? We could talk about, Intel was one that was on our list yesterday, and Intel has never been my favorite. You guys that know me here know I'm not a big fan of trading Intel. Let's take a look at a 5-minute chart for yesterday. And it did move, but you've got to keep in mind the range here, right? Like, look at this movement. It made this big sort of really quick spike up and then dropped and pulled back again. But all of this is within largely like a $1 range. And in fact, these majority moves you can see in the morning, we're really within about a 50, maybe 60 cent range. So I like a little bit more movement if we're going to take action on it. So I didn't end up trading Intel. Probably not going to trade it today, but that we'll see what happens. Interesting that it actually ended up going lower on the day. So looks like with the federal government taking a position, did not help buoy it as much as I'm sure shareholders were hoping. All right, so on. Oh, and I wasn't showing you any of that at all. There you go. There's Intel. See what happens when I got to do it all myself? I miss buttons. Anyways, there was Intel. Okay, so looking at the gap up list, let's take a look at the very first thing on the list here, SATS. Okay, I'm back. All right, SATS. Moving up here this morning, let's go to the gappers. Wow, it's up 75%. That's actually a surprise. I didn't know how much it was up. And we've got about 4.7 million shares traded. Clearly, there's been some action pre-market on this thing. And this is EchoStar Corp. Have we seen this before? Why does this sound familiar? If we have seen it, it has been a while, because I don't recall it any time recently. But it does look like... Wow. Okay. So AT&T is going to be buying. So there's always been for these what they call spectrum licenses, right? If you're looking to release new cell phone services, right? Every time they had a 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, 800G. How many Gs are we at now? I don't even know. But anyways, you have to buy new bandwidth on the spectrum, right? And it's limited. So it looks like this company here, SATS EchoStar, was in possession of some spectrum licenses that it looks like AT&T wanted to get a hold of. So, and that's good. So they're looking to strengthen their low band and mid band spectrum holdings apparently, and they're spending $23 billion to do so. So that is a huge and beneficial cash infusion for EchoStar. Obviously, they give up the rights to those bands, but if they're not using it, it's sort of like, I'm going to date myself here, but remember going back in the day when everybody was buying up domains, right? And you would like buy a domain name if somebody hadn't gotten it yet, just to say, I want to buy books.com because it's going to be the next big thing and I'm going to be able to sell it for $1 million. Nowadays, we realize a lot of those names weren't worth as much as people thought at the time, right? Like, I don't know. I've never gone to books.com or food.com or what are some basic ones? Cars? I mean, nobody cares anymore, right? They're all names of companies, and you could sort of, I don't think there's any cachet in a particular website. Nobody cares. Google has made it so ubiquitous, it doesn't really matter what your website name is, right? You can find anything just by doing a search. So whatever somebody, was it Jesse? Yeah, I imagine that there's a couple websites that people got paid for, but in any event, Spectrum, apparently, those different Spectrum ranges are valuable, so they can still buy them. So anyways, SATS gapping up. Tough to say how much farther this is going to go today. I really don't know. Let's look at a daily on Spectrum here. And obviously we're well above the trading area that it had been in. Wow. Wow, is this all-time highs? No, it is not. Okay, we go back far enough. Back in 2017, this was higher. You know what? I'm just for the moment, at nothing else, I'm going to put it on a secondary list. Let's put it in there, and if it ends up staying, we'll set some levels on it a little bit later. Okay. What else we got on the gappers list here? If I take a look at it, we've got AMD, which is jumping up on the list. Also has some interesting news here. So I was looking at AMD a little bit earlier. You guys probably know it's one of my favorites. So AMD has actually been moving fairly well over the last little while, although it's been in a range for the last 4 or 5 days. But it looks like today it's got an opportunity to move higher as it gapped up here pre-market around 6 a.m. with some news that it's got a deal with a quantum-based deal, I should say, going on with IBM. And basically, they have said that together they're going to partner to build some different types of quantum computers. And it's good news. The quantum-centric supercomputing partnership is probably good for both companies. Now, I haven't really looked at IBM. What is IBM? IBM really is not doing much pre-market. It's interesting that AMD is getting the better part of this deal here, whereas IBM is not getting much of anything. I would think, what is the relative market cap of these companies? Because I would think that AMD is probably on par with IBM nowadays. AMD's got a market cap of $265 million, whereas Big Blue used to be, it was only at $223 billion. So yeah, AMD actually has a bigger market cap than IBM. So I would think this deal would maybe favor both stocks the same. But seems like people think that AMD is going to get some additional benefit from this. So, all right, well, I like AMD anyways. It's already on my list. It's going to stay on my list. So there you go. What else we've got on our gappers list here this morning? We can take a look. There's a couple things that are just popping in and off this list here, I've noticed. And BMNR was one that people were talking about yesterday. And I have to admit, I didn't really watch it all. Let's see if BMNR, I didn't watch it. What did it do yesterday? Actually, it had some decent movement. Look at this. It didn't really, it would have been a little tough off the open, but it looks like it had a good rise, and then look at that slide. Wow, if you'd gotten this near the highs, you could have taken this for like a $6, $7 run. That would have been fun. But why is it moving? All right, let's find out here. It's on the move again today. So and this could just be a little bit of a look. I mean, look at how much it moved down yesterday. Today, this could just be what I call an inside day, which means it could play within the range. See where it's trading right now at this 51.15. It's definitely well within this big range where it started at 50. Let's call it 55 yesterday and moved all the way down to 48. So BMR still gives it a lot of room, but it could just be within that range. I see that they are buying a little. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. See, I keep forgetting the screens. I keep forgetting to change the screens. See, I got too much going on. Too many buttons to hit. My bad. All right. Thank you for letting me know, guys. I appreciate your help because, I'm trying to do it all. Anyways, there you go. So anyways, on BMNR, see this big move down I was talking about? You could see yesterday. You could see that all of today's price action is within that range. So that's what we want to watch because, I think that it could just very well be an inside day. It looks like they are doubling down on their strategy to become a treasury for crypto. They are buying another $21 million worth of Ether. Another 4,871 tokens, it looks like. And what is the price? Let's just see here. What is the price of Ether doing today? This morning, Ether is up 2% at $4,512 right at the moment and 68 cents. These companies that are buying into it, it's anyways, you've heard me talk about it many times. I'm skeptical about the strategy. In the short term, it seems to be working, right? Generally, it's floating their stocks higher. They're doing well as more companies sort of jump on this bandwagon. But I'm thinking it's the bottom's going to fall out of this market. That's just me. I could be totally wrong, but I'll hold on to my bias here, anyways, for the time being. So, all right. That being said, the other thing that was on our list is also SBET, another one that's doing similar stuff. SBET also had a big move down yesterday. Is later in the day though. Notice how it was very choppy throughout the day. Had this move down into the close. Right now it's trading within this range, so I got to put it in the same category. While it's gapping up today on about 1 million shares traded, it's only up 2%, and I think SBET is going to have an inside day. At this point, neither BMNR, Bitmine, or SBET is going to make my list. So that's it for the gap up. I really have nothing else. Whoa, wait a second. Look, I said things keep popping onto the list. Look what just popped in here. Interesting. I haven't seen this on our list in a while. DJT. Trump Media Corporation getting a move up in the last couple of minutes. What the heck is going on there? They've announced a strategic partnership with crypto.com. Is this it? I don't know what they're doing. Hold on. A mutual cooperation agreement and a purchase agreement creating a strategic partnership with crypto.com. Trump Media will introduce a reward system on Truth Social and Truth Plus platforms that use the Crypto.com digital wallet infrastructure. Okay, so there you go. That seems to be what they're doing. That's got it moving in the last couple of minutes here. 700,000 shares, most of which have traded in the last 15 minutes. DJT is a tough one to trade. I always want it to trade well because it seems like it should be fun. But it has been difficult. You know what? I'm going to put it on a secondary. Let's give it a shot today, and let's see what it's doing. I don't have a lot else so far, so why not? We'll put it on the secondary. If I get other stuff, I might just move it off. We'll see what happens here on DJT. All right, guys. Let's see. Gapping up. There is a bunch of stuff. Nvidia is gapping up this morning. It's up about 0.5% roughly on 2 million shares traded, which is about average. Once again, if we look at a daily on Nvidia, it could very well be that we go and test the all-time highs. I liked the price action yesterday. Nvidia showed some strength and actually ended up moving higher. It was higher at some points during the day, but wasn't able to hold that. But we're definitely in a great area. As soon as we're over 180, well, the all-time high is within sights, right? 184.48 looks like the spike all-time high, and the highest ever close was 183.16. So we're only a couple of bucks away, and we certainly know that Nvidia can move that type of range. So it's very possible. I mean, even yesterday I was saying, as we were sitting here pre-market at around $178, I was speculating as to whether we could go over 180, and we did quite easily within the morning session. So I'm thinking that we could very easily get to an all-time high. Will we? I don't know, but I'm watching it just in case. Other than that, I don't have much else that's gapping up. I do have one overnight earnings. The chart looks horrible. Look at this chart. I mean, look at this trading yesterday, right? This was just horrendous. And which means that I don't particularly like it. But Wolf, anyways, WOLF, was an earnings play last night after the close. They beat their numbers, which is why they're gapping up this morning. Relatively low volume though, 194,000 shares. It is hard to borrow, which means you can only trade it to the long side, and it is a New York Stock Exchange traded stock, which feels odd to me. I would have expected this to be a NASDAQ, but nowadays you never know, right? It used to be that NASDAQ was the province of all the tech stocks, and the New York Stock Exchange was all the bricks and mortar traditional companies. Nowadays, you can't count on that, right? Anything can trade anywhere, but yeah, this one particularly looks bad. So let's go back to our gappers here and see what we've got. We have got. Let me just checking to see if my guests are here yet. No guests. All right. Let's see. On the downside, at the top of the list, we've got EH. We got EH, eh? Now, as a Canadian, this is one of my favorite stocks, eh? Do I say that? Actually, I don't even know. If I say it, I would say it without consciously knowing. But I can actually put it in my sentences, eh? If I want to. But anyways, EH. E-Hang Holdings. This is a Chinese company. And we have seen it on our list in the past. This is an aerospace and defense company out of China. And it looks like this is earnings. So they are gapping down this morning about 10% on 850,000 shares, which is a lot more volume than it normally sees. While they've got a partnership with, I'm not sure who this partnership is. Hey, I can't even, East? Okay. My God. They said the partnership was with Hefei? H-E-F-E-I. How do you say that? Hefei? But anyways, apparently this is the East China regional headquarters of the Chinese government. That's who their partnership is. And they're building these electric vertical takeoff vehicles. So their VT35 model is what they're working on. They say that it's a great partnership, but their earnings did not really show a lot of strength. And that's why this thing is gapping down 10% this morning. Hi-Fi? Okay, Indraj says it's pronounced hi-fi. Okay, I mean, it could very well be. I have no idea. So we'll go with that. Hi-Fi is easier to say than Hefe, because that feels wrong somehow. Okay. All right, what else we got on the gappers list here? Well, here's an old favorite, right? One that we've looked at many a time. NVO, Novo Nordisk, which we've certainly seen gap many times, and rarely have I actually tried to trade it. If we look at the daily, you can see why. Look at these tiny little candles. Look at how the range is very limited, and it's got a lot of gaps. Now, this is a drug manufacturer. If you don't know, out of Denmark. One of their flagship products is the Ozempic, right, which has got everybody's attention over the last year or so. Well, they've got some competition this morning that's heating up. It looks like Eli Lilly says their pill results in a 10.5% weight loss for patients. And thank you guys. See, I don't know why today. Some days I forget to do one thing, and other days I forget to do another. Today it's switching screens. That seems to be where I have the problem. So thank you for keep reminding me, everyone. Anyways, today, Eli Lilly says they're taking them on, and their drug is outperforming the Ozempic drug, and this is why NVO is down. And I'm willing to bet if I check Eli Lilly, their stock is up a little bit, only 2.7%, but it wasn't enough to make our list here on volume. So NVO gapping down today. Guys, this one is one that I'm really skeptical about being any good. I mean, the pre-market price action is okay, but not phenomenal. God, guys, I got a lot of stuff that I'm like sort of really... I'm going to put it on my list as well, because I know that my gappers list is really short here, so I might as well put things on so that I can watch them. What else? Okay, the last thing here on my gappers for me to take a look at is YUMC. This one is one that only appears when we have earnings, so I've got to believe it's earnings this morning that's putting it on our list. It wasn't something that I was actually tracking here, but I wasn't really looking at a lot for earnings. There's a lot on earnings today, by the way. There's a lot of like secondary banks and things that we don't really look at, like the Bank of Montreal, Bank of Nova Scotia, two Canadian banks. We got Becky, B-E-K-E, stuff that I wouldn't really recommend you consider trading. But anyways, YUMC is another one of those I wouldn't recommend that you try and trade, because it just typically doesn't move all that well. Anyways, this is a restaurant out of China. I think they own like the Chinese Pizza Huts and things like that. They have announced a dividend of 71 cents a share, and that dividend is, I assume it's got to be down from the previous year. I only have like the company announcement here, so I don't know how that compares. They are claiming increased sales at all of their restaurant chains like Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Habit Burger and Grill. Habit Burger and I've never heard of that. Habit Burger and Grill. Okay. Anyways, maybe they only operate in China. Has anyone ever been to a Habit Burger and Grill? If you have, I'd be curious. All right. Anyways, Yumc, probably not a good trader. Not something I'm going to trade. Oh, Trader G has been. Oh, they're in Florida? They're everywhere. Well, they're not everywhere because they're not here. West Palm Beach, California. Okay. All right. Maybe it's a southern U.S. thing. West Coast. Well, if they're in Florida, then they're also East Coast. So, in any event, not something I'm going to trade. Well, that's it, guys. We've exhausted our gap list. I see. I see in IBKR. I see that Abanoob was asking me to look at IBKR. I might as well do that now. I don't want to disappoint you. Let's take a look here. IBKR doesn't usually give me the type of volume that I'm looking for. I mean, its average daily volume is only about 4 million shares. Put up a daily chart. You can see here. This right down at the bottom. You notice I've got this line all the time. It shows you the average shares. And that's what I like to look at because it just gives me an idea of how much it normally trades. So yeah, 4 million shares on average, which is really not enough. Only 400,000 shares traded so far today. The price action doesn't look all that great. Does IBKR have some news? Let's see here. IBKR has some news that they took some commissions from me yesterday. Oh, they're gonna Joots Alliance. And yeah, that's that. Robinhood especially was really eager to join the S&P 500, and looks like they got passed over once again. Always a bridesmaid, never the bride, as the saying goes. Carvana was another one that was sort of positioning, that was hoping to get in there. And the advantage is it means that their stock is going to get added to quite a number of ETFs, right? And that's usually good for the stock. So I'm actually surprised that they've chosen IBKR over those, because IBKR, I mean, this is a company with, I mean, they've got about, let's call it a $28 billion market cap, but they only do about $838 million a year in revenue. Compared to something like Robinhood, for example, it's got a $95 billion market cap and does like $3.5 billion in sales. So, you know, like it feels like, I don't know, it feels like they for whatever reason, they've chosen to pick the smaller company. But Zen Trader, that's fair. It's less volatile. But I don't know. Is the S&P 500 these days going for low volatility, or are they going for growth, right? And, you know, this may be a statement made by the regulators about who they think are going to help grow that index. So, anyways, who knows what the reasoning is, but that's good news for IBKR. Probably not going to, you know, elevate it enough to give us a good trading opportunity. All right, what else are you guys watching today? Anything else that that you'd like me to take a look at? I see that I have a guest in here. His mic should be live. Let's
Oh,
Gary.
hey Peter.
Welcome, Gary.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. All right, good to be here again.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for joining. Because
No
maybe with you
problem.
here, I'll remember to actually change screens every once in a while. So that's that would be a good thing. So, all right, guys. Gary was with us last week. Was it just? I think it was just one day last week, but he's back again. So, welcome to the show. Gary, I was just going through the gappers list here, and as you can see, it's fairly light. There's not a lot happening on here. I was wondering, now that you're with us, anything that you're watching that I might not have talked about yet?
On the gappers list, no. I think Oklo can potentially be interesting.
Oh, okay.
Again, there has been news about how energy is really important. So Oklo might be
It
interesting,
is.
but it has not been good. It has not been good to me. So I don't know. And plus, I think this today, I mean, this week is all about Nvidia or the semis to begin with.
Mm.
So well, let's see how it pans out. But Oklo would be in my list. I like the daily of Oklo.
Okay.
The way I like to look things is with moving averages and everything. So if you look at the daily on Oklo, right now, it's yesterday it closed right over 71, which is right over the 20 EMA. And right now it's gapping up, which has also inverted the EMAs, means the 920 classic 920 cross. So if this holds, I am hoping for a move back to 78 area. So
Okay. Well, let's see if that happens for you. You got a plan. I love that. We'll see. Like you said, it's been fairly modest in its price action. Yesterday, it looks like it didn't really do much. It went up with the markets on Friday. Thursday was also pretty modest. So, yeah, it looks like it'd be tough to get some good movement on it. But it might be an option. One that I just saw pop up into the gap down list here was RGTI, one of our favorite Regetti Computing, or Regetti Spaghetti as we like to call it. It's one of the quantum stocks. Now I don't know if this is it's gapping down, so the only quantum news I was aware of was that quantum centric partnership that IBM and AMD have signed. I don't know that would necessarily be a bad thing for Regetti, but they've got about 6.5 million shares traded this morning, which is a little bit over quite a bit over their average volume here. So looks like it's in play. I haven't had a chance to look this up. I don't know, Gary, would you happen to know what's happening with Regetti that popped it onto our list?
I no, but I don't like the way this stock trades because simply it's jumpy. I am not sure. I don't see any news on it actually. So
So
it's just your regular.
right. Here's an interesting stat. So the Kramer effect is in play here on Regetti. So Jim Kramer, who you probably know runs Mad Money in the sort of the crazy outlandish show here on the markets, he predicted a little while ago that Regetti Computing was the worst one amongst all the quantum stocks. But since he made that proclamation, it's increased in price by 47.6%. So the Kramer effect. There's actually these trading ETFs out there where you can go anti-Kramer, right? If he says something's bad, they go long. If he says something's good, they go short. So in this ETF, which is entertaining, but it's not something I'm prepared to invest in. But anyways, Regetti is down about 2.5% here on. I said huge volume, 6.5 million shares. So I mean, it looks like it's in play. I haven't really tried to trade the quantum in a while, but again, it looks pretty decent pre-market. I'm not sure that I'm really willing to trade it, but who knows? Maybe I'll put it on my list, just because we can set some levels. Maybe it'll move. You never know, right? These days, what's going to move? All right. With that, what do you guys have that you like out there? Anything that I haven't looked at? Again, I saw one of you mentioned IBKR. We took a look at that, and thank you. There was definitely news with it being added to the S&P 500. How about on YouTube? Anything that you guys have that you want to me to look at? Just going through the comments here. Anything I've missed? No. Let me know. Tesla's one that, yeah, normally, I watch Tesla every day. It doesn't need news. It can just move on any given day. Yesterday, it had some great movement to the top side, as it actually gained, to me, surprising, right? Sort of a $10 move. And I thought it looked like it wanted to break 350 late in the afternoon as I was coming back on the microphone around 3 o'clock, but it just could not quite get there. So Mike in the chat room actually got a good short. I tried to short it a little bit earlier, ended up getting stopped out as it retested the high, and but Mike, he timed it better than I did and got this short and got a couple dollar move. So he was pretty happy on that one. So yeah, Tesla guys always in play. I haven't looked. I don't think there's any news on it. Gary, do you have any news? Probably not.
No, there's no new news on Tesla. It's just overall really bullish now, and I think 350 will break. It's going to be one of those consolidation plays on a bigger time horizon. So if you look at it on a 60-minute chart on 812, we are roughly rejecting right about where we rejected from earlier, and we probably went a few pennies higher. So that's more like a Pearson fail for now. But I think what's going to happen with Tesla is we're going to go back to 350, come back down, hold 340, $5 over from where we held earlier, and then eventually break 350. It's 320. That's the zone it is in. So time will tell what happens, but I will keep an eye out on Tesla for a clean break of 350, no look back, and just move. I doubt it's going to happen today, though.
No, probably not, but you never know with Tesla. I mean, again, $10 move yesterday and a $20 move the day before on Friday. So who knows, right? It's certainly possible. It only has $5 to get up there, so it certainly can. You know, speaking of Tesla, it's interesting. I'm a car guy. I'm always looking at cars, and you know, I'm not quite ready to buy an electric car. That being said, there was an ad that I watched. I just happened to say I was watching tennis yesterday, and they had an ad for the new Audi all-electric A6, and I gotta say, it looks sharp, man.
I just bought the all-electric Q6.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, wow. And so far, how do you like it?
I love it. I think electric is the way to go if charging is not a problem for you.
I
And given my usage, which is not a whole lot, electric made a whole lot of sense. The car is quiet, it's clean, and I mean it has this zip to it. It's not as zippy as certain other models, especially the BMW ones. But let's be real, I live in New York City. Most of the times I'm driving 25 miles an hour or lower. So
There you go. There you go. Anyways, I was looking at that and I'm like, that car looks sharp enough that I might actually consider buying one. It's the range that concerns me, but other than that,
So I used to have range anxiety. I used to have range anxiety too. And then you know what? It's my range anxiety on this car. The one I have is about 330 miles. Let's just make it 250 miles. You know, let's
right,
cut a quarter off, give or take. And 250 miles is enough wherever you are going within a 3 hour distance, 2 hour distance to go and come back,
right. Well,
which
there
is
you go.
more than your usual travel.
Right. Yeah, no, and you know that's fair. I realize that there's very few times that I'm actually taking bigger trips than that, right? So, but
Yeah,
in any event,
I mean,
I just find
most of my trips are 30 minutes or less. So yeah.
there you go. Yep. Yeah, me too. So, all right. Anyways, guys, enough car talk. Let's get back to the markets here. We've got to see what else we've got. I don't see anything else you guys mentioned. I know a couple of people mentioning Open. That was one that was on our list from yesterday. Open looks like it's got great volume again today, right? 12 million shares traded. And of course, we know yesterday it made that big move up and then sort of retraced. I still don't really love the fact that this is a $5 stock. I mean, it's sort of moving this morning, but it's not great. So you know, it's if you like it, by all means, you can watch it. I won't be putting that much time into it. And what else I see mentioned? You mentioned AEHR. That's one that comes up every once in a while too. The volume is super low. Only 300,000 shares traded this morning. Made a good move yesterday. I'll give you that. So. But it pretty much all happened at the open, and then it was more or less flat for the rest of the day. So it doesn't look like a good trading opportunity for the way I trade. So I'd probably be skipping on that as well. Manav, I see you're asking for levels in AMD. Don't worry, we will get there. I'll be setting some levels in just a couple of minutes here, so we'll get to that. Before we do that, though, since I have Gary here, Gary, maybe you can help me out. We always have lots of activities happening in our community, and it's the type of thing that we like to tell everybody about. So why don't we get here? I can put it up on the screen. If you can help me out and tell our members what type of webinars we got going on today.
Sure.
And you're on.
Oh, Brian is presenting. Brian is an absolute legend, man. If there's one person I wish I can trade like, although I know I'll never be able to trade like, is Brian Pizzen. He has been trading for longer than the markets have been present, and he and the rising devil is a great strategy. It's probably executed in the first 30, 40 seconds of the first minute open. If you can, definitely attend that. And then we have Megan, the only person I'm really scared to trade against. A plus setups only, and that's why, because she only takes A plus setups, while I am sometimes a degen and I take B, maybe sometimes even C, but I don't tell. Trade book session with Phil. Small account options trade book. That's something even I want to learn. It's not about small account or big account, but just about how I can just take my existing account and how options can help me optimize, and maybe there's get some credit strategies in there too. Then we have the DAS Trader Pro setup with Brendan. He talks about technology is one of the really important parts of trading. So to get the most out of the platform, Brendan is there to help you every Tuesday at 12 p.m. noon in the BBT room.
Awesome. Guys, don't forget, if you want to join Bearable Traders, we have the summer sale still on, which is half price on the Elite Annual. If you want to get that, just go to the website, bearabletraders.com, and you can join us in the chat room. That means you get access to all of the webinars we just talked about, the chat room all day, and, of course, our full inventory of recorded material. So it's a great... It's a great opportunity. I'm getting here a plea from John, who we know is a big Tesla guy, and he's got his bright red Tesla. He says, "Oh, I'm getting serious about an EV. You've got to test drive a Tesla." So, but all right, fine. Maybe I will. I'm not sure that I. Anyways, I guess I have to. I've ridden in one as a taxi cab. I can't say I've ever actually driven one.
So I disagree. You don't test drive a Tesla. You just sit in a Tesla and let it drive. That's the test drive.
Well, I mean, I suppose arguably that's what you want, right? Isn't that how it's supposed to work? But,
yeah, that's how it's supposed to work.
Anyways, okay, guys. The other thing that we got going on, I know people were asking. It's now open. If you wanted to join Andrew and some of the team in Thailand, our Thailand retreat is now available. All you need to do is go to bearabletraders.com/retreat. And you could sign up and join him in Thailand. It's going to be a great session. We did one last year in Colombia. It was the first time we did one like this. And I got to tell you guys, it was absolutely fantastic. Not only was it sort of fun to trade with everybody as a group together, but we went sightseeing. We did tours. It was just great to hang out, talk stocks, and not toxic, right? Like just hang out with like-minded people and have some fun. It was really a great trip. So if it's something that you can do, it's happening at the end of November, early December this year. As you can see, November 30th through December 6th. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Again, I know, because Andrew doesn't spare any cost in this. Last time we had a chef there that was custom making us breakfast. We had baristas for those that drink coffee so that you can get fresh made coffee. Of course, we had all of the great dinners that were included. The fantastic, we're all staying together, right? We actually booked these executive houses that we were staying in. And we were able to stay in these houses. We were actually touring around in Colombia. I don't know. This looks like it's at one place at a retreat, but we did go to a resort at one point, which was also amazing. So, I'm sure this one's going to be equally good. So if you're interested, anyways, bearabletraders.com/retreat, and you can join there. Speaking of joining things, don't forget that the Peak Capital Trading Bootcamp, we just have so much going on right now, is coming up. It starts at the first week of September, so it's coming up in just a week. There's still time to join if you're interested. Go to peakcapitaltrading.com and you can get all the information. It's not for the faint of heart. It is a pretty intensive 3-month program. This will take you through the rest of 2025. But if you're eager to sort of up your trading game, you really want to help accelerate what you're doing, then consider this. It's a great investment for the cost. You get a ton of material. Trust me, we will give you more work opportunities, more webinars than you can handle. Plus, there's live trading every day. You've got all sorts of things you can take advantage of, in-person courses. It's all live, and it's all then recorded if you can't make any of the live sessions, but it's well worth doing because it really gives you sort of a focused ability to grow your trading skills. So consider it, pcapitaltrading.com. All right. That's all the stuff I wanted to tell you guys about here this morning. Let's get to setting some levels. I know there was some eagerness. And why don't we start with AMD right off the top? It's one of my favorites. Because what are we looking for? Well, AMD's had a good rise this morning, up 3%. And if we look at a daily chart, which is normally what I set my levels from, it still keeps us just at the top end of this range we've been in over the last couple of days. Obviously, with the big candle in this being the move up that we had on Friday in the markets, with the basically it was a Powell move, right? As Powell gave us the synopsis, I guess, of what happened at Jackson Hole in Wyoming, and the markets reacted very favorably as he was suggesting that he and the Fed may be more interested in a rate cut than previously stated. Now, didn't commit to anything, but he's looking at that. Now, I already got a level set above this here at 172.10. That's what I'm going to be looking at, because if you look at a 60-minute chart, you can see at the 172.10 back here, right at the beginning of August, how we had a lot of shares trade hands. So I had previously set that level as something to watch. I'm going to keep it there. The other area I like, well, frankly, it's bracketed by the high of the pre-market and the high of, what is this? What is this high here? This would be, yesterday's high, right? Which gives me levels at 168.50 and 168.75 roughly. So that's definitely areas. Now, they're not that far away from the price action, so we could very easily plow through those at the open. And if we do, then I honestly think that, look, there's really not a lot of shares that have traded hands between there and the 172 mark that I've got. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. The other area that I'm liking, just looking at this chart, is roughly around the 175. Now, keep in mind, every time I set a level, it's just an area that I've got to take a look at. It doesn't mean that number is magical. It's just an area where I see a lot of shares having traded hands. And this 175 roughly is an area where it hit resistance at the beginning of August. And then it provided some support back here on the 18th. So that may be an area to watch for if we get up that high. Now, that's a $7 move, which is a big move for AMD, but it certainly could happen. To the downside, well, look, I don't have to do much more than go back to the day, and you can see the low of the previous 2 days, I think, is going to bracket this. If we get below that, well, then I've got to watch down here just below 155. Around 154, and then we get into this gap, right, that we had set back in July. So I think I've got AMD well covered with those levels. Tesla and Nvidia. Look, I've done this so many times. We've got lots of levels set. Just take a look at my chart. I'm not going to go back over these. I've got this area where we had a lot of shares that traded hands. That's why I boxed it out between 335 and 340. Gary already talked about this, right? If we can get up to the 350, we've got to see if it can hold that. If it can hold, well, we've got some clear space, I think, all the way up to 360 if we can get over 350 and hold. But, that's really going to be dependent on probably what the overall market does and, the absence of bad news. Tesla doesn't really need good news to move, but it definitely needs the bad news to stay away for it to go there. If we go to the downside, well, then we've got that box I was talking about. We've got levels I've got previously set at 332.11 and 327.33 that are going to give me some area to watch for to the downside. On Nvidia, real quickly, you can see lots of levels. And again, a couple of boxes. We talked about this last week. I haven't had any reason to move them yet. If you go to a 60-minute chart, you can understand better why I put those there, right? Because we had this look at how much we played in this space, right, over that 2-week range, really. And then we sort of gapped down below it, and now we're back up into that range, sitting directly between my boxes. So those boxes are important for me. They're going to be setting a range, right? You can see down here below 180, and then up here around 182 to 184, 183.50 roughly. I'm going to watch. Right now we're sitting right in the middle of that, which means, this could very well set an inside day based on what we did yesterday, but we've got to wait and see. That's what I'm looking for on Nvidia. We got a bunch of stuff here that I don't love, but I put on our secondary list just to keep an eye on. SATS might be an easy one because we are gapping up super high. Remember, this was on some news this morning about them selling $23 billion worth of licenses to AT&T, and that's got them gapping up significantly. Now, we realized it was an all-time high. I think when I went back in time, I had to go back to 2017. Whoops, if I remember here correctly, to find some levels, and that might be relevant. And going back here again, let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much in that range, 2017. the last time we traded in this range here. So, what does that mean? Well, it means these levels may not be that relevant at this point in time. It's tough to tell. I'll set some anyways at 56.35. I'm going to set another one up here just because I see a lot of times where we've sort of hit this rough area at 59.18. Again, I don't know if we're going to go much higher. We're already up 82% on this stock, which means you might want to watch the downside on this thing. And if we go down from the current price, well, I can see an area where there previously was support roughly around $52, $51.68. I'll set a level. Actually, I'm going to set one a little higher here too, because I like this candle right here, which had a low of 52.83. So actually, I'm going to put that right at 52.83, just so I can keep an eye on that. And I think that if we hit that, then we know this thing is going to start losing a good amount of the altitude that it's gained. So this current stock price is sitting at $54. So that 52 is definitely well within play, and it could be right off the open. So be careful if you're watching SATS. Don't assume because it's up 80% it's going to keep going higher. We could get some people that are going to take profit opportunity on this thing. Let's wait and see what happens. So I think I might actually be watching that. I sort of like the way the price action is going, just the way it's moving here. It might have some opportunity. We'll see. All right, DJT was another one I had on the list. Not one of my favorites to trade, but we'll set some levels very quickly on this. You look at a daily. Well, look, this thing, whoops, daily chart. This thing is in a range that it's been in for quite a while, I would argue. The lows the highs and lows of the previous 2 days are below the current price. So those will give me some support. If we break lower than that, I would probably be watching around 16.25. If we break higher than that, I'd probably be watching right about here, 19.25 or so for resistance. So look, I'm going to put it on one of my charts here, but I'm probably not going to trade it. But if you guys like it, let me know how it goes. NVO is the last one I'm going to take a look at here this morning, just because it had the news with the competitive pressures from Eli Lilly on the Ozempic drug, or the weight loss drugs, which are really... they're all like diabetes drugs, right? That everybody seems to have repurposed. But anyways, it's gapping down about 2% on 1 million shares here. Let's zoom in on the chart here a little bit. Let's look at a 15-minute. Oh, no, 60-minute chart. Well, look, there's definitely been an area that's had support. Look at the low of the pre-market. See how it cuts right across the top of this range where so many shares traded hands? I don't think that's that's not a coincidence. There's a reason for that. So this 54.69, which is the low of pre-market, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on. I'm also going to put a level down here around 53.85. I think that's sort of the low end of that consolidation. So we'll see if it breaks lower than that. Well, then we could very well drop all the way down here to around the $52 marker. Actually, let me put this level right at $52 so I can keep an eye on it. So that's what I'd be looking for on NVO. I said that was the last one. I just realized I also had Regetti on my list. What is Regetti doing? $14. Highs and lows of the previous 2 days sort of bracket the current price. So notice that the low of the pre-market is also down here at 13.47. There's got to be some significance there. Yeah, look at this price consolidation we had back in July, so there's probably a reason why the price moved there. I'll keep an eye on those. I probably don't need more ranges than that. I don't think Regetti's going to have a super big day. I don't quite understand why it's moving, so it feels like it's probably weak news, which means it's going to largely be an inside day, I would think, with what it's done over the last few days, right? It's been in this range. No reason to think it's going to get out of it, but... we'll be ready in case it does. All right, that's what I've got for levels, everybody. We're just over 5 minutes away from the open. Next order of business, we need to let you know what our moderators in the chat room are watching, so if you might get some ideas from them. Gary, you comfortable telling everybody what our moderators are watching?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
So we have, first up, what do we have?
All
right, we have... there we go. Thor, he has Tesla on his watch list and futures. Jared is watching DJT, BMNR, and AMD. And then he has a secondary with Open and INHD. Megan is again looking at Tesla. And then for swing possibilities, she's looking at Open and ONDS. I am looking at Tesla, AMD, MSTR, and Oklo. Phil is looking at AMD, Tesla, Nvidia, and Microsoft. That's interesting. I'll keep take an eye on it. Look, Brandon is looking at pretty much a similar list: AMD, Tesla, PLTR, DJT. Lenny's looking at Nvidia, Tesla, and AMD. All right. Did I miss anyone? No. Oh
Last but
yeah,
not
and
least,
Brian.
yeah, Brian popped in.
Brian is looking at AMD, Tesla, Nvidia, and CoreWeave, and the indices.
Okay, there you go, guys. That's what our moderators are watching. You can see a lot of common things. Some new stuff. A couple people are watching, like Brian. He's watching CRWV. This MSTR, not one that we took a look at, but Gary, you said you're going to be watching that. And of course, OKLO. I see a couple people on YouTube mentioning that. Gary already talked about Oklo, however you say that. Anyways, and no reason to think it's going to make a big move today, but you're absolutely right, Gary. Energy and nuclear energy stocks have certainly grabbed some attention over the last couple of months, and I think they're going to continue to be in play. It's just tough to tell on any given day, right, what they're going to do. So there you go, guys. What?
If that was that easy, I would have retired by now.
Exactly. If only it was that easy, right? Like, anyways, yes, indeed. So, okay, guys, whatever you choose to do, trade smart today. In the chat room, I think Brian should be ready. I see him in the room. I'm not sure who's trading with Brian. Maybe Thor. We know that Andrew is out. He's doing the trader thing. He is out at Burning Man in the desert, hopefully staying dry, because I heard that there was supposed to be some rain coming, and hopefully it's not that windy either that blows that crazy fine powdery sand into everything. So anyways, I hope he's having fun. He usually seems to love the experience, and you know what? I'll leave it to him. So, but enjoy it, buddy, and we got this covered. So whatever you do, trade smart, everybody, and we will talk to you. Well, we'll get Brian back with us in a few minutes in the chat room. We'll talk to you guys again in an hour after the open happens. Okay, here we go, guys. Friends on YouTube, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna set up my screen.
All right.
So that I can trade what I'm looking for. Gotta put on all of my charts here, all the stuff that we're watching, like crazy DJT, RGTI, PLTR. We've got Intel. I don't think is going to be a mover today. I'm going to put SATS here because it does sort of look interesting to me. Just don't know what it's going to do. I always have this bias that when something is up 80% like that, like I'm always looking for the drop, and that's not necessarily a good thing to do because you're going against the trend, of course. SATS is, I mean, it's up all morning and it's up on volume. I mean, look at this thing. Even it has room to get to the pre-market high at 57.70. Maybe we get a pullback. Pull lower, and then I can trade it long on a good fallen angel type play, which is the inverse of Brian's rising devil that he's going to be talking about tonight. So we'll see what happens. And this, by the way, guys, look at this. Look at this face. Look at Gary's face. This is where the concentration happens. He is looking for a stock to trade. He's looking for it to be a big day. Oh, there you go. I got his attention. But that's the face of a trader focused on the markets.
I'm always looking to retire every single day, but then when the market opens, I'm like, trade the right size.
I love that. So you come into every day looking for the retirement trade. That's beautiful. Why not?
But before market opens, I'm like, trade the right size.
There you go. That's right. Don't go crazy. No, you only YOLOing it, right? Okay, guys, we're just a couple of seconds away from the open. The opening bell is about to ring. Let's see if I can get it for you. There you go. There's the opening bell. Let's see what we get. Again, SATS, I'd be looking for a pullback down to VWAP, so just below 152 would be ideal. And then maybe we can pop higher here, and I can get a trade on it. What else we got that's moving early on? Nvidia's moving up. as it likes, or sorry, Tesla is moving up. Actually, so is Nvidia, frankly, but Tesla was the one I was actually noticing was popping up. Now, SATS feels like it's moving a little slow here. That's not exactly what is ideal. Uh, whoa, whoa, what the heck? What's happening? Okay, guys, I've gone long some SATS. I'm hoping that I can get a decent move here. Oh, there you go. All right, so partial, moving my stop to break even. I somehow got in a bigger size than I was intending. So, okay, and I just got stopped out at break even. This thing is popping all over the place. That was crazy. I don't know how I got into such a big size. I must have hit the wrong button. But thank God I quickly moved my stop to break even, because look at this thing gapping down. That would have been a big loss. Because I looked at it and I was actually at 2R right after I entered, negative 2R. And that pop alone gave me, and when I say R, by the way, don't let me, use terms you're not familiar with. We basically measured on how much risk do you take dollar-wise, and then, what's your sort of, your net return. So that partial that I took up here actually netted me 2R, and that was only like a 30% partial. So yeah, so that's why I aggressively moved my stop to break even, and yeah, just let it take me out at when it came back. So wow, what a crazy move. Wow, thank God. Well, that was a really quick trade. That whole trade lasted 39 seconds. So, and I'm done for the morning. Guys, look at Gary's face. Look at that concentration.
Yeah, I just longed PLTR on the retest, but let's see what happens. It needs to hold. My entry is 156.18, and
yeah,
stop
right.
loss would be 155.59, but we might check 155.60 and even open price. So let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see
you're
what
right
happens.
there. You're right there at your break even.
Yeah.
Come on, hold PLTR.
If this works, we get 161.
Do it for Gary, PLTR. Come on.
There we go. Come on. Yeah, what really needs to hold is 156.18. Sadly enough, give or take, that's my entry. Yeah, now we should go. All right. So if this holds, then we can tighten our stop loss, hopefully lose less. If it doesn't hold, then anyways, we lose the full size.
Wait,
Yeah, it looks
screen.
like it's holding.
I don't have your screen to share, Gary. So we'll just. I got the PLTR up. We'll watch it with
yeah,
you.
give me a...
Don't worry about it. You're in a trade. Manage that trade. That comes first. Guys, what else we got? Tesla had an interesting move up off the open, but it looks like now it's maybe going to chop just on the green side of yesterday's close. So we'll see what it does. This PLTR is just giving Gary a hard time. Look at this thing, man. It is just hanging out here. Stay above VWAP. Gary, I want PLTR back to go green for you. Come on. Boy, this thing is like panic inducing, how it's like popping up, moving down, up and down, up and down.
Nah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. In fact, I'm debating if I should add more if it falls lower or not.
One that did move up interestingly off the open was Regetti, RGTI. Look at this, all green candles so far. We're only 5 minutes into the open, but it's staying green, so that looks okay. Open, was one that you guys had talked about from yesterday. Also all green candles here today. On the other side, we've got DJT, which, as I said, I always find it tough to trade. It's dropping off the open, so that early enthusiasm seems to be pulling back. This might have been good for this would be like a lead balloon type trade, right? Because it was gapping up. If you traded it, assumed that it was going to drop, and after that spike to the high of pre-market, taking it short, could have got a good move on it. Wouldn't have been an easy trade, though, on DJT, so I don't regret it. And this SATS that I traded, guys, look at this. I mean, it's all red candles, and yet I was long. And I just got lucky. I think I got super lucky because, again, I don't know how I got in. I obviously hit the wrong button, got in with too big of a size, got a great pop, partial, and then stop at a break even, all within about 30 seconds. So, yeah, and I'm happy to be out of that.
No, don't pull back in. That would be annoying.
Come on,
don't pull back in.
Do it for Gary.
Yeah, it's not going. You see how it pops up and then comes back down? There's an agenda to finish somewhere in the bottom. So
it is not going.
Let's see. The fact that it closed over that, I mean, it's promising. In fact, if we reach 155.86, we did, and now, yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens with it.
I think this is how Gary feels right now. This is fine.
Yeah, I mean, is what is. What I don't like about a stock consolidating right after I enter in the open is missed opportunities. Like I have to focus on this. Like I lose money, make money is irrelevant. But if it doesn't go and I lose money, it also means I've wasted time where I could have looked at other names. And that's what is going to happen, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, PLTR is just hanging here at your break even. Jillian, Florence, you're asking, was AMD a good Rising Devil setup? So right off the top, I can say no, because a Rising Devil usually requires it to have a gap with the news and then continue in that direction. So a Rising Devil would be something that had bad news and was moving downwards, and then you're looking for it to pop up and then continue its loss. In this case, this thing was gapping higher and then spiked higher at the open and then dropped. This is what we sort of have four trades that are all interwoven here, right? The Rising Devil and the Fallen Angel are inverse trades. So a Fallen Angel on AMD is what I'd be looking for, which is where it would move downwards right at the open to the VWAP and then move higher. It didn't do that. What it really did is it popped higher and then dropped. That would be what we call a lead balloon trade. So, and it doesn't, which we don't trade very often because you're sort of going against the short-term trend. And I would have struggled to trade this, right? So, I mean, it sort of looks good in hindsight. To trade this reliably is very difficult. So it's not a setup I gravitate to. I'm trying to remember what the fourth one is called. Lead balloon and the Phoenix. Rising Phoenix. Phoenix would be where you get something that's gapping down and then you're looking for it to pop up at the open. So, yeah. But good question, Jillian. So, but the problem is you're going against that momentum, right? And that's tough at the open. So, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does happen, but does it happen reliably enough that you can get a stable trade on it? In my opinion, not really, which is why you don't hear us talk about those ones where you're trading it against the direction. And this is definitely moving against the direction, isn't it, right? Because AMD was more or less rising all morning, and now it's just pulling back against it. So,
anyways, all right, I'm moving my stop loss to the low of this candle, or actually.
All right. Checking in on PLTR here. Gary, this thing came dangerously close to your stop loss. Wow.
Yeah, I added more actually over there.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm gonna get stopped out, might as well double up there, but I didn't get a good entry. I still got an entry roughly where like 10 cents lower than my
Oh, okay. But
initial entry.
now it looks good. Let's see if we can go green again. Let's go green for Gary. It's looking good. There
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
looking good.
There it
There you
is.
go. Come on, break it.
Wow,
Break
nice
it.
patience.
Break it. Oh, what
Oh,
a break it. Break. Yeah, I'm looking for 160 on this. If 150 holds, then 155 holds. Then yeah, 150, 160 is what I would be hoping for, which would also bring us. Oh
that's
no, we can actually reject around 157.50
yeah.
by
See 158.62.
157.50.
That's yesterday's high, so you want to watch that level.
All right, so I'm gonna move at least 20 cents higher than my entry
Well,
and hope we don't come back.
definitely cheering for you, Gary. Let's see what it can do. It's really struggling here at previous day close, though. I don't like the look of that. You want it to push through and then test the previous day close from the top side, right? Use it as support. And it doesn't seem to be doing that. It can
Yeah,
barely get through there. So it looks like we've got a seller at yesterday's close price that's pushing this thing down. What do I see on the level two? Not a lot.
we need.
PLTR doesn't have a lot on the level two, from what I can see.
Uh,
So
yeah, somebody in the community was sharing a book map showing a lot of orders on the top side.
okay. Well, let's see.
All
Let's
right,
see.
now
It
we
could go either
closed
way.
over PDC.
Let's go. Come on,
So
PLTR.
if it rejects PDC, I don't want it going under the 9 on the one.
Right,
Like hold the trend and let this just be a shakeout rejection, so to say.
right.
But if it, so let's see. Ideally 156.53 it stops. If it goes down, if not, I don't know, man. Should I partial? Should I not partial? Nothing tells me to partial yet, which might also break me even, but let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
RGTI
that.
actually looks better than I thought it would at the open. So we finally got some red candles in here, but now it's right back up at the high of the day so far. Which yeah, so that's we'll see where RGTI does. Tesla I see is up and down and up again. Let's see what it does here. What's happening in the
Yeah, I
chat room?
guess
Got
I'm so
Thor.
close to getting. Ah, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, there we go.
It's
There we go.
Yeah, PLTR it's really struggling at this level here. So come on, don't go back to Gary's break even.
No, I moved the break even. Oh, actually moved it over pre-market high. Oops. But I need to, well, whatever. I'm just gonna hold it here now. And I am done. And now it can go.
Oh, you're out. You're out. What?
I had actually moved it slightly over pre-market high, and it was right there. I was like, there's not enough time to move it. But yeah, I just
What?
it is what it is. Maybe we'll get another entry. Yeah, but it's like a double top for now, like your infamous mountain pass, and SPY
Ah.
is pushing. Mhm.
Well.
But whatever. We made 20 cents on it. Could have
Okay.
made a lot of money, but that's fine. Ideally, yeah, this is pre-market. I should have actually done it from the. I should have held, because now it should hold. Should hold pre-market. Oh,
I, I
that
think
was
I would have
stupid.
held
That
for at
was.
least your break even if you were in that, just to give it a chance, because it is
Yeah,
chopping
I
here.
actually. Yeah, no, I wanted it to hold the pre-market, and I just realized I was like literally a penny above the pre-market. And hold on, let me just put my trade on, and then you guys can see it, and you'll realize why I'm so pissed with what I just did. But let's see. Uh, um,
Here, if I can.
Hold on, let me just first get that up and running. Where is the chart? I don't see the chart. Hold on. Quotes, chart. Uh, let me set it up, Peter. Give me 1 second, because I'm
No
gonna
worries.
wait
You
for
get
it.
it. I'll get it ready so that I can get.
But yeah, I would have been stopped out any which ways. So I'm glad I moved it 20 cents higher. And soon. All right, I got my
There.
PLTR trade on.
There it is. All right, I'm sharing it. I'm curious to see it too. I want to see
It's
what it
still.
actually looked like. So, oh yeah, it's okay. Uh, yeah, that would have been tough, eh? Because it just a minute ago came back and
Nah, nah.
tested your break even.
Yeah, I would have broken even at that point anyways. So I'm happy I moved it 25 cents higher.
Hmm.
This is giving it more chop. So, and now we are rejecting PDC in a way. So let's see what happens. Uh, MSTR, I was expecting a breakdown, which might happen right now. What's the 15-minute looking like? Yeah, I'm gonna short a little bit if we close under the VWAP. Actually, kind of not dead.
Couple of announcements this morning, guys. Don't forget to hit the likes. We appreciate that. It helps the growth of the channel. And if you have the opportunity, donate to the charity. We're looking to try. Oh, wait, you can't donate to the charity today. See, I forgot to do that. Hold on a sec. Let me fix that. Let me add our charity. We are raising money to fight children's cancer, and that is. And any donation would help. Doesn't have to be big. We just appreciate your support. All the money that you give here in this campaign goes directly to the charity, and I think they even provide a tax receipt. I don't know, but let me just add it here. Add it in. There you go. Now you should be able to see that donation link so that you can donate to the charity. We greatly appreciate all of your support. This ends at the end of this week. Our goal was to raise $3,000. Hopefully, we will be able to do so and achieve that goal. If not, we appreciate all that you have donated one way or the other. Okay, I see people talking about Trading Terminal. Now, I haven't had any trouble getting into Trading Terminal today. That being said, I'm not using the simulator to trade. So Falcon is saying, I wonder if they're still. Let me. I'm going to talk to the team here and let them know. See where they're at on this.
Oh, SPY is dropping. All right. Do we
So
get
there you go.
six? All
PLTR
right. All
definitely would
right.
have stopped
That's it.
you out by now. So it's well underneath that target you had. So Gary, it's a good thing. So you made a good choice at the end of the day.
Yeah,
To
I
go in.
wanted it to go if it needs to go. If it's gonna come back, then I'll get stopped out, but make some money in the process.
There you go. Well, good for you. So, guys, so far this morning, we really only have, well, Gary has his one trade that he took on PLTR. I have the one trade that I shared with you guys that I took on SATS. That was like super short.
Uh,
And I said, very glad I got
no,
out of it. So,
I'm actually short MSTR right now.
oh,
I shot it
of
as
course,
we closed on.
of course you are. Of course you are.
Let's see. Let's see if I can get at least get 340 on this thing, and if we get 340, then we can get 320-ish area.
Okay.
That would be, yeah.
Gary is trading
Let's see if we
MSTR
can.
short now. All right.
Let's see if we can get 340 first.
Okay, well, I still only have one trade then.
Yeah, I'm a busy trader, you know that. And it looks like we are back to break even. Let's see if it holds. Let's see if it holds. It's not gonna hold. It's gonna hold. We go with 343.50. I'm out. All right, I'm out. Should not have gone over that price. Why did it go? Oh, we might get 344.38. Ah, I missed that. PLTR is back up. All right, did we do what I think we just did on PLTR? Hold on, let me check. All right, I'm long again PLTR. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Of course, this would be a chaser entry, and I don't want a chaser entry. Ideally, you want 156 as my entry. And it's gonna go.
Well, let's see what happens with your trade. It's well, you're not in it yet, right? You say you're just watching at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably good because it just looks
Yeah,
choppy to
that's
me.
rich. MSTR came back down again. That was annoying. Ta-da. PLTR is holding. Let's see. Can we at least get 156.36? Day one, yeah, yeah, I guess so. You could call me that in terms of surely the number of trades I take versus Peter. All right, screw it. Let's take a small size and then see if it drops, we can add more. And just now when that I want it to drop, of course, it's not going to drop.
I don't know, man. That's feels like
All right, maybe we do a chaser ad. I don't know.
What do you, are you, sorry, did you get back into PLTR or MSTR? Which one are you?
Oh, sorry, I should have changed that. Oops. Back into PLTR.
Oh, okay. There it is. Man, that's bold because this thing just looks ugly to me. That's not my type of trade, anyways. But
Now, all I'm noticing is a fib retracement, and now hopefully we get extension. Now, I might add on break of high up day, and then get stopped out at break even, I guess. All right, the volume is coming in. Let's do it. Let's do it. I added more. There we go. Come on. Now I don't want it looking back. And what's our average is 156.93, which would bring me roughly here. So I need to get something. Yeah. So we made 14.25 cents on the previous trade. So we have about 25 cents to play with, which brings us to 156.70, which is pretty much here. Do you know what we are gonna do? We are gonna say, if you have to go PLTR, you've got to go now and not come back and hold the open and hold the PDC. As what I'm looking for is, I don't see why we can't get 162 at least on it.
Wow. Okay. Look at you. In and added. So where does this move your break even to at this point?
156.93.
Oh, okay. So that's fairly tight in here. All right. Well, let's hope it stays
Yeah,
above previous day close. Come on, stay there. Go on, PLTR.
let's see.
And
No, I think we can still go to 156.76 if it decides to chop.
yeah, I mean it's definitely possible, right? Again, it's just the problem is it doesn't seem to have a lot of get up and go.
Yeah,
Not a lot of
let's see. I
enthusiasm
mean, it's
here.
doing everything right. It's everything is right about this trade, besides my entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Chop City. So if you start looking at the daily, you would see why a lot of people would be interested in longing this name, and that is why I think we might actually chop for a bit here before the final move, and which might mean I might take a few paper cuts here and there before I get the move. But that's the way I trade. I don't mind taking small losses, but then hold for the big move. And then that's why I started small and then I added on the chaser. Now we're going to drop back in 156.80 to 156.60. Um, my technical absolute stop loss should be 156.27 or 26. Any price over that to me is bullish. But I'm not giving this a 60-cent stop loss. That's not how I trade. I want to get into
Right.
momentum. Hopefully, momentum carries me, and then I want to add into strength if I have to, um, or add on a pullback. And right now, what we are seeing is, or let me do it on this chart. Let me move.
Yeah.
Is I want this price to hold no matter what. This
Yeah.
price, 156.93. Now, the sad part about 156.93 is that it is my exact
Your break even.
price right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus 2 cents I put thing about. So
Yeah. Again, like you're right. Like it sort of it looks like it should go higher, but it's taking its sweet time doing it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Overall, if I take a look at we just take a quick look at the overall markets. We'll start with the SPY. It's very choppy. Look at this, up and down in a pretty tight range here. And frankly, the triple Qs don't look much better. Very similar charts, in fact, right? You can pretty much overlay one with the other, and they're looking identical this morning. So, not a lot of price action. Even the stuff that likes to move, Nvidia, right, did drop a little bit, but it's still, not strongly directional. Tesla is up a little bit, but also sort of pretty choppy in a range. So, sort of makes sense to me that PLTR is having some challenges. It's not really got a lot of market support to push it higher, but it looks like it wants to go. It really does. So let's hope
My
for.
target on this would be, you see how it has done a perfect fib retracement to 61.8. Now
Yeah.
I'm targeting this area, 158.50 to 159.50.
Okay. Let's hope it does.
Okay.
Looks good now. Come on. Let's go, PLTR. It needs some volume. I think if it gets a little more volume, then that'll help.
Peter, you can help. You can help with that.
Yeah, you want me to jump in there with a few thousand shares to give you a hand? Well, actually, this thing is
All right,
trading what?
Peter,
At 200
give
200,000
me a minute.
shares a minute?
I'll be right back.
No problem.
Give me a sec.
I'd have to jump in with like 100,000 shares to help him out. So I'm not about to do that. Oh well, what am I talking about? I couldn't do that. 100,000 shares. I don't have an Andrew-sized account to be able to take 100,000 shares in PLTR. But hey, it's looking good now. Gary's getting a little bit more of a move, so his patience looks like it's paying off. Wasn't an easy trade. He should be good, hopefully now, to at least hold his break even. But this thing can drop as fast as it can go up, so you just got to be aware of that, right? That it's could go either way. So come on, PLTR, do it for Gary. I've got another level sitting up here at R3 at 158.50, we'll call it 158.49. I know that was a target. Gary said he wanted to get this thing over 158.50. That makes sense. Gary stepped away. I hope he's put a stop loss on this. We'll go here. See where we go.
At least get me 158.50 PLTR. Come on.
Apple is, what is Apple doing? Yeah, it did have a spike. Look at this. Yeah, this one wick. Is this what you're talking? And by the way, Geralt of Rivia, didn't know you were a trader, but hey, welcome. If I ever have any monsters to fight, you're definitely the not very talkative witcher that I will call. So welcome to the chat room. Love having you here. Let's see what we get
157.22. 27.
PLTR
60. Well, it's gonna go.
Ilias, I am a Witcher fan. I played the video game. Never read the books. I have read a couple of the books. They weren't originally written in English, right? So the English translations I find it's not a smooth reading experience. So I don't love the books, I'll admit, but I love the show and I love the video game. So I did, Newsam. I did play the game. Yeah, which is I'd have to go find it. I think it was 3. Throwing that cut you off guard. Back in the day, I used to play a lot of video games. These days, I haven't played so many. The last one that I've got is here. This is what I've been replaying most recently. Here it is. Show you The Last of Us. Great game, by the way, if you haven't played it. And then, of course, you got to pay the part 2. So, great video games.
Oh, I move away from camera if I do that.
But
so let's see if I can get this done.
I've never been into the collaborative games. When I started playing video games, it was long before you had this online collaboration that everybody loves to do. And I have to admit, I don't play enough that the collaboration works for me, because I'm usually like the worst person in there, and then everybody just picks on you and they beat the crap out of you, and it drives me crazy. So anyways, but I know most of the games are, interactive and online, and people like to play in teams and groups, and I just want to play on my own. Be an antisocial. I don't want to play with people. I used to use big Gran Turismo fan back in the day. Loved the driving games. Gran Turismo was awesome.
We got too many price levels here.
Guys, I know that we're having some trouble on Trading Terminal. We tried to push the release again. Remember, it's in beta test. We warned you about that as you joined. That being said, the team is just they're just communicating with me, and they've let me know that they are going to, don't worry, extend the funded account period until the problems are resolved. So don't worry about it. If you're struggling today, you'll get that time back. Consider this, it is testing. It makes the trading difficult. We fully acknowledge, but we appreciate it. This is what we need. We need you in there, pushing it, testing the system, and finding where the problems are. So, keep doing that. Keep reporting them to the team. They're very well aware of it. The team led by Mike and David are focused on this. So, yeah, they're doing everything they can. So. Kingdom Come Deliverance. You Sam, I've never heard of this game. Now I've got to look it up. I really haven't played many games recently. Oh, this looks medieval. It's more medieval than I expected. So it's a first-person RPG. Medieval Kingdom of Bohemia. Hmm. I have to confirm my age.
Oh, we might get 157.85. So we rechecked breakup high of day on PLTR and started bouncing. That's good. So this needs to hold, and this needs to hold. What do you say, Peter? My entry is 158.85. I think the stock can gravitate to 158.85. 8 cents. Should I? I don't know. It's gonna be an annoying trade, and I don't like getting stuck in annoying trades. Let's see. Oklo was up 6%. Damn, it went to 78.38. Do you know what? Screw it. Let's be bold. 157.23. I added more, which I should not have, but let's just see what happens.
Sorry, this is you Sam's fault. I'm
Huh?
watching the
Can
I'm
you?
watching the trailer for the Kingdom Come Deliverance.
No,
So
I just added more on PLTR, and now my break even is over PDC. That was a dumb move, to be honest. I want to take this ad out.
it's all right. uh, PlayStation 5. Uh-oh. Here's the problem. It's only available for PlayStation 5. I only have a PS4. That's how I have not updated my. Well, I'll put it on
Hmm.
the
Now it needs to go. This 5-minute candle should be full bodied. Oh, it's a new 5-minute low, and I'm out at break even on this trade.
All right, come
I
on,
don't.
PLTR. We need to break this level here.
It's 158. See some selling coming in, which is holding actually. Interesting. Volume is jumping. Come on. It's not holding anymore. It's to be bought back up. Maybe. Oh, what a day. Anybody else got any interesting trades in here? I guess I'm gonna end YouTube with 0 out of 2 in terms of profitable trades on 2 appearances. Again, it's gonna be a break-even trade. Long PLTR Ravi Bhan. Okay, this is an interesting place to go long. But I see what you're seeing. Probably gonna be stopped out at break even again. Ah. But yeah, I'm not willing to stay in this trade if it creates a new 5-minute low, which is basically my new break even now. Although that just even doesn't even bring us to the 9 EMA, but still, it's chop city.
All right. Yeah, it's really you can't break through this 158, can it?
Yeah, you
Oh,
probably get 157.96 on it.
that's an aggressive ad right at the top there.
Yeah, I thought it's gonna break out. Uh, I gotta wait for
Tesla
157.
short. So
It got stopped out.
I see asking about a Tesla short here. We're in a choppy day, or so be careful about taking long. So I mean, look, any trade here, unless you really see a clear sort of pattern of movement, right? Tesla, I mean, it might go short. It's sitting below the VWAP and the previous day close, but I don't really see a lot of directional indication, right? Personally, I like things that I take reversals, so I'm always looking for strong reversal signals, which usually give me a sign of a strong short. Like look at Tesla, what it looks like as a chart compared to something like Regetti. See how Rigetti's been at least moving up quite steadily. This might be ready for a reversal, but I still wouldn't take it. It's a little early in the day for me, although we are quarter after 10, so we're heading to the point where reversals can be more effective. But the risk to reward at this point isn't good. I would have had to have been watching this around 15.10. You could take it with about a 10-cent stop, right, at high of day, and then you can get a good risk to reward. But to me that just looks different. Open, not one that I was watching, but look at Open's movement, right? Steady move up. I'd be looking for a sign of reversal, and then there might be an opportunity. To me, that just looks so significantly different than Tesla, like you're looking at, right? That looks to me sideways in a range, or an Nvidia, right? Even this sideways in a range, right? I don't know what it's going to do, and I hate to say it, PLTR looks like it wants to go higher, but it had like a range, right? That's set for like the first 20 minutes of the day. Then it looked good as a popped higher. Now for the last 20 minutes, it's set another range that it's just moving in. So it's PLTR is a tough one. Like it did definitely look like it wanted to go higher, and it certainly did, but not very far, right? OKLO, let's take a look at that. You guys are pointing this one out. See OKLO, yeah, range here, opening 20 minutes, move up. Now I don't know what it wants to do, right? It's already made a pullback. Could very well get some support. I mean, look, the VWAP is right at a whole dollar, the $76 range. It's heading right there now. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to do. what is it? It's green on the day. It's up by $5. So I mean, yesterday's close was way down at 71.19, so it certainly is well above, right, the previous day close. But right now, it would be hard to get a trade on OKLO because I just don't know what it's going to do. If you were long from way down here, then you might want to hold on to it because it could pop back up to the high of day. If you're short from the top, I would hold on because it could drop lower. Right now, I don't know which way it's going to go. So don't forget that Nvidia does have their earnings after the close tomorrow. So that could be interesting.
That would really stop me at twice before making the move. That's what's going to happen with PLTR. That was the wrong ad, Peter. That was a bad ad.
It's always easy to say in hindsight, right? If you look at it and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that," but I get at the moment you were.
I should have bought support versus resistance.
Well, you know
And,
what? Also, you're on the microphone here, right? So look, let's be honest.
nah,
Sometimes we want to show off.
no, no. I mean, yes,
No?
in a way, but not at the cost of my own money.
Okay.
No. I just thought, and because I started small, and because there was a chaser entry, I added small. This got to me to a reasonable size. That's why I was adding to it. But there's nothing about PLTR which says it's a short. It's clean. Are we again gonna get a volume spike? Get me 157.50. Come on. Every single entry is over the other one. But I don't see a reason we don't get a $1.50 move on this stock. Is there anything at 160? Why is it holding 160? There's nothing here. I don't see why we don't get there. Go. We're gonna start a new position here at break of high of day. And I'm purely playing momentum. I just want my 25 cents and I'm out. So we are reaching 158.64. That was a target. And this time, because it's a chaser entry, we got our 20 cents. Come on, hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't come back. Give me 15 more cents. And we're out at break even if it comes back.
You really want this move, eh, Gary? Hell or high water, damn it.
Yeah.
You want to be there for it. That's a tough one.
At least get me 150 at 62.
I'm just gonna make an announcement again. So pardon me 1 sec, I'm just jumping into the chat room.
It's taking too long.
Hey everybody. Just thought I'd join because I heard you talking about trading terminal, Brian, and I've been talking with the development team. They understand the issues are there. Don't worry. As everybody who joined, you know that you joined during the beta trial, and we appreciate it because we knew that there was likely to be some challenges. The team is committed that they're going to extend all of your trading periods and the trial period until the issues are resolved. So you won't lose any time. Don't worry about it. And yeah, keep trying, keep working it. We know it's a little frustrating as it's not working exactly as it should, but you won't lose your opportunity against this. So they are definitely all over this thing. So I guess that's the reality of beta trials, right? Sometimes it doesn't always go as expected, but But yeah, we just wanted to make sure you guys knew that we're aware of it, and we're not gonna steal that time away from you. We'll make sure that you sort of get it back, right? And we'll extend the period. So okay.
All right, we're gonna partial sum there. And now if I break even, I don't care. Good 30. That this is the first target we were looking at, so we're gonna take another 10% out here. And let's see if we can get 160. No, at least 159.30. We'll probably break even on this trade now. I'll make some money for the day. I can go eat a donut.
Donut and a coffee money, eh? Well, yeah.
No, just a donut.
just a donut. I can't even afford the coffee. Just a donut, and only a plain donut at that, right? No fancy crullers or anything for you, eh?
No.
All right. Well, you got to take what you can get, I guess. Yeah, I'm actually quite happy with my one trade at the open. I said it was I was actually really panicking, but not for very long. So the whole trade lasted 39 seconds. But when I realized somehow I'd got in with a much larger size than I anticipated, I said I was really negative. I fortunately it popped up. I was able to take a whole bunch off at that high, and then I just stopped at a break even. So
Come on.
it worked out for me, but yikes, was that ever scary.
Okay, we are right here. Are we breaking high of day? I mean, yesterday's high? Yes. Right? Yes. So now 160 is in play, but my target is 159.25. Okay. And I had the right idea, just horrible execution.
Right. Well, can't all be
That's
perfect.
okay.
I admire your
It's
tenacity.
okay.
I'm not sure I would have kept at it the way you did. So
Yeah. All right. Just give me 50 more cents. You know what? I'll
50
not
more
be
cents.
that greedy. And I'm gonna move my stop loss 5 cents higher. Are we gonna move? Come on. Can I get R3? Or can I at least get 159.31? Hey, classic Fibonacci fib. The big move up, fib held. This was a bad ad. And this is what I was saying. It can come back exactly to this area. This held. And this was by like a few cents, literally a few cents, right? You see how it stopped me right here is my stop,
Yep.
which is pretty much, and that's what's annoying.
Right at the
It is
low of
what
the
it is.
candle, eh?
Yeah.
It's always the way.
Yeah, I mean, that was also PDC, so what I like to believe is my size attracted market makers, but I know that's not true.
Well, if you're trading an Andrew-sized account here, then when you put it
Even
all into
that's
this
not good
trade, then
enough.
maybe.
Even if that's not good enough.
Well, I mean, I suppose, let's see, $159. Yeah, you would have had to take a $16 million position, or about 100,000 shares at that price to affect the market. So,
And
which
that's
would
what I mean. It's trading about 400,000 through 200,000. Yeah, I guess you could impact it for like 30 seconds. I
that might be
partial more.
generous.
Yeah, I partial more as we reach target price. Now I have, so I'm out about 50% on this trade. And let's see what happens with the rest 50.
Right. Tesla's really choppy today.
Come on, don't go lower. And if this works, can I target, let's see, 160, 166? Yeah, that's possible.
Gary, you know what? Again, I think this is a great trade. It's good, good patience on your part, good tenacity to get into it a couple of times. But what are you guys talking about out there? You're also watching some other weird stuff. XPEV? Let's see here. What do you got on XPEV? It's moving up a little bit. I don't know. Doesn't look all that exciting to me. PLTR, we already talked about. Wolf. Now, you're not looking at this Wolf. You're looking at WULF, which is a ticker. Oh, TerraWolf. We have looked at this in the past. 6 million shares traded. Yeah, it's going higher. Not my type of trade. And then what's the other one you're talking about? SNDL. SNDL Inc. Ugh, that looks awful. This SNDL looks awful. 1.6 million shares traded. $2 stock. Yikes. EDD. You're also asking about there. Marie-Therese.
Come
PDD
on.
would have been a hard trade. It looks good. I mean, it looks interesting, right? This move up and then a nice drop. Nice and smooth price action, both on the climb and on the decline. But I would have struggled targeting an entry. Maybe a short entry here when it hesitated. And then you could have got the sell-off. But I honestly, you'd have to have been watching this, constantly and been looking for weakness. Other than that, I don't see the trade opportunity. Although, interestingly, look at this pattern. See what it did here with this move up and then sell off? I went back to yesterday. Let's look at yesterday. It did the exact same move. Look at this. Move up, sell off. So, is this a usual thing? Does it do this every day? Let's see. Let's go back to Friday. What did it do on Friday? Is the 25th. This is...
Come on, I just need 10 more cents. Don't be a...
Yeah. Well, pop up, sell off. Is this
There
like a
we go.
PDD
There we
pattern? Does
go.
it do this every day? Maggie Therese, do you watch this thing every day? No, maybe not. Thursday it popped up and continued higher. Well, it sold off a little bit. Could have got out of break even. Interesting. Some stocks do have like a profile where they do sort of the same thing every day. PDD. You're making me curious now. PDD might be interesting to watch to see if it does the same thing every day. Remember, there was Thor. There was a period where he was trading Tesla, and for a period of about 3 weeks, it was doing the exact same move off the open every single day.
Yeah. That was literally like free money.
Yeah, and he just like you just say, look, I know what it's going to do roughly, so I'll just follow that pattern. Can't remember exactly what that pattern was. I just remember it was doing the same thing every day.
Five
like,
more.
I
There's
just did it
selling
again.
coming in right here. We got out more 159.54. Suddenly there's selling coming in. Now we get, dude, right after I sell it jumped 10 cents. That's annoying.
Now, could you zoom into your chart a little bit so we can see it a little bit better? We've got like all of yesterday
yeah, sure.
and today. There you go.
So break off high of day entry. My targets was one partial at R3. These three targets are the pre-market R3 with pre-market data. Now 160. I have about 25% of my position size left. And the thing is, I have to take my daughter to like an adventure park at around 12. So I was like,
well, you need some money to pay for that. So let's go, PLTR.
nah, I use that for donut. All right. Yeah, 160 is big. I mean, I'm reasonably certain at this point we are going to get 160, 130. Do we get it today? But we probably get one rejection of 160. Yeah, let's just
Uh,
get more out.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed that you're able to hold through this move to 160. So well done.
How? I mean, dude, I like broke even so many times. Had I like added here and then not added here, I would have held. I would have held till here. I would have not partial because my entry was really pretty. This
Yeah.
is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. 160. Come on. Come on, 160. I needed to break 160 like a boss. There we go. Like a boss. No, like no hesitation breaks. Oh, now it's hesitating. Oh, did I draw this fib wrong? Is it the second fib? Oh, this is the price. Oh, I drew this fib wrong. I mean, not a whole lot.
uh,
Just
yeah.
oh no, I did not. I did not. That's fine. This was the right fib. Now, can we get 161? So going back to that fib.
We're moving a little higher here. 10 o'clock, the consumer confidence number came out. I know that's half an hour ago, but it was a little more bullish than expected. Interesting, the housing
One
price index had declined a little more than anticipated, so that was down.
nice, Ravi. Very nice. Yours is much better trade. I'm hoping for 161 now. And that is why I absolutely love trading with Fibonacci's because you're playing with predetermined exit targets in mind. And when it works, it always works big.
Mm.
Come on, 160.45. Let's take some. Ah, no. There's sudden random selling coming on the ticker, which I don't understand. Yeah, again. All right.
Oh, all right. You finally got this move. Look,
Uh,
I'm
da,
impressed.
da, 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 da. Yeah, we did. Hey, thank you, Peter. 160, 157.
Mhm.
Da, 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 da.
I've got the R4 level. Well, it depends on which pivot
Yeah,
points you use, but I've got a set of pivot points at
161.
161.14.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I use both. Unlike you,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into the argument which one is better than the other. Might as well use both.
And what we're talking about, guys, is when we say both, I assume, well, Gary, let's check. The two that I use, because there's lots of different
Right,
configuration options
right
here.
here, right here on my screen. They're the two I have. One is with pre-market data, the other is without.
Okay, exactly. So they're all Camarilla pivot points, which does a
Yes,
calculation different than non-Camarilla. But anyways, but yes, whether you use
yes.
pre-market data or not changes their location. So for example, the R3 level for with pre-market data was 158.49. Without was 159.65. So it was a whole dollar, a little more than a dollar away. In this case, the R4 level, I think it's with camera with the pre-market is 161.13, and without it's off the
Oh,
top of my chart, so I don't know where it is.
this is so pretty. 160. What do we have? 160, 153. All right, we'll take more
161.
out at one.
Yeah.
We'll take more out at 161.
I've got a daily level that I'd drawn in here at 161.40 as well, so
Oh yeah. I'll
so
take some off here and then hopefully add that a little lower because now we're turning decidedly bullish on the 60-minute.
PLTR is running well. That's good.
James, why did you get out at 159? Just because we hit like why 159? You gotta milk it once you're in it, or
And
get
don't be
stopped out at break even. Like I got
uh,
stopped out at break even.
Right, I was gonna say, or don't be too aggressive on your ads.
Yeah, no,
Get your stuff
I
done quicker.
realized that. Now I wanted to hold 159.30 to 159 area, but definitely not go under 158.39. Ideally 160. That would be really aggressive at 160 holds. All right, we're all out in a minute. Ta-da.
Okay.
It's 5 minutes left. Yeah. All right, more out here at 160.97. And I have very I have like 40 shares left. That's irrelevant. All right, this is a good day.
Hey, Brian. Interested in joining us on YouTube? Awesome.
Right, probably can get I'm hoping for a 920 on PLTR. Oh no, I have 29 shares left. That's irrelevant. Why waste my time on this now? Yeah, Gus, I can hopefully get a extra large coffee.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Brian. Good
Oh, hey,
morning and
Brian.
welcome.
All right.
We're
Well,
I
this
think
was,
you and Gary are both trading PLTR.
well, I'm not, no, I'm not trading PLTR. I'm
Oh,
lamenting
okay.
that I didn't trade PLTR
Ah, I see.
because it was one of the cleaner trading stocks today. Definitely had a really nice setup.
Well, we can certainly
Brian, it's
say
so
Gary was,
funny. It
from
is so
Gary getting into
funny.
it early, it wasn't clean early on. It looks clean now.
No.
no,
Yes, exactly. It looks clean right now. When you look at the candles, it looks so clean. It's not funny.
well, what the setup that I saw was, the rejection right at the open of BDC, and then we came back up and we challenged that level again, and it was a rejection and a pullback. But that pullback was really just like a bit of a double bottom. So you could have traded any number of times. You could have traded it off that double bottom when it broke back above the VWAP, or
Doesn't
actually
Gary know it?
when it did actually break that PDC level,
So,
and then you're off to the races.
Brian,
I,
if you see my trade, that's exactly pretty much what I did.
I was gonna say you just listed every trade Gary actually took. The challenge was holding on to it as it was chopping around, right, until it
Yes,
decided to take off.
yeah, exactly. I think my reluctance to get into this trade was sort of that I have this negative connotation of PLTR being overvalued. It's pulled back quite a bit.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so I guess I was just reluctant to trade it. Anyway, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Easy to look back and see those all those nice patterns setting up. But yeah, nice trade for you, Gary. I got kind of chopped up with Tesla. AMD didn't kind of chase that. That wasn't a great trade. I did make some money back on a SPX put short. or puts, which put me short SPX when it dropped around. Um, I guess I was around 950, but still a little bit red on the day. And I'm just not seeing any trades that I really want to take. I did take a little bit of a pop, that breakthrough 78 on OKLO. But
All
yeah, it
right.
was a little bit of a tough day. Lots of chop with the
All right.
SPY and the Q first half
I'm
hour.
sorry. I'm all out PLTR. Peter, I gotta go. I got an 11 a.m. session in the room, so I'm
Okay.
just gonna get something to eat. And hopefully I'll see you again in the room sometime soon.
Sounds good. Yeah. Thanks
Okay,
so much
Gary.
for joining today. I greatly appreciate it, and
No
we
problem.
will we'll continue on here. So,
All right. Bye.
Great.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good
nice
trade,
trade.
Gary.
Thanks.
I myself just ended up
So
with just one trade right at the
Q's did a
open.
920. Yeah. Yeah, they did. That is a bit of a pullback to the 20. Let's see if it can hold here.
All right. I see a question
So
here
let's
about AMD. Is AMD making a lightning bolt pattern? Oh no, no, not enough. Not enough lightning. It is bouncing at VWAP here, but it's not. Yeah, it's not strong enough for me to consider it a good lightning bolt. Lightning bolts are rare, and in this market, I wouldn't expect any, frankly, because the market hasn't really been strong enough to make magic happen. You need the clashing of storm fronts to create lightning. PLTR looks interesting for one of my reversal plays. If we come back and can retest this high here, we'll see what. I don't know what it wants to do here, but this nice good move up, right, is the type of thing I look for a potential mountain pass reversal. Because now that it's pulled back, right, you can see if it goes up and retests 161 on lowered volume, that would be awesome. But we're not there yet. I'm not ready to. The problem is it might actually just go down to VWAP from here. I'm going to miss the opportunity, but the risk reward
yeah.
isn't great for taking it short at this point, because I'd have to put a dollar
If it
stop.
dropped, a little more, it could be a good 920. But this pullback seemed to get bought up. Nvidia pulled back and right back to high of day.
Yeah. All right, we'll see what
The
happens.
SPY just bounced off PDC.
What's the SPY doing? Oh yeah, it did.
Q's just bounced back.
The SPY and the Qs are once again following into familiar and similar patterns. The Qs are just moving a little higher than the SPY, but I was commenting earlier, like after the first 30 minutes, you could literally overlay the SPY and Q charts, and they like made the exact same move. So it's
Yeah, well,
bouncing.
the SPY is roughly 1/3 technology, so um, if it does have a pretty significant influence on the technology sector, has a pretty significant influence on the SPY. So if nothing else is really moving, no other sectors are really moving in the SPY. Technology, if it's moving up and down, it'll impact
Yeah.
what the SPY does. Let's take a look at we can look at trading terminal, and take a look at the heat map and just what sectors are performing today.
Uh,
There's not a lot of there's a bit of green on the screen. I would say technology is probably the greenest corner, and industrials seem to have a fair amount of green. So you've got BA, GE, I think Raytheon. But other than that, consumer defensives mostly red, financial services flat to red.
Interesting. They put Google and Meta under communication services. Huh.
Yeah, consumer staples are the worst performing sector, along with real estate is second.
Oh, yeah. That heat map is one. Oh, I don't have my my screen here. Uh,
See what the bonds are doing today.
here's a list that I tend to look at. You can see I've got sort of just a bunch of ETFs I've collected over time that I look at to see what's red and what's green and the percentage change. So like you pointed out, materials, communications, energy, financials, all red here, whereas industrials, tech, and semi, and quantum, all green. And we got a little mixed.
Peter, I'm not sure if it's me, but your volume is really low.
Is it? Hello. Tell me, guys, if our
I'll turn it up.
volumes are different. Yeah, hopefully it's okay. Nobody's mentioned it this morning, or if they did, I didn't notice. Quantum is a sector, Sam? That's a good question. I don't know that I would call it a sector, but there is an ETF for it, QTUM. You know, look, it depends what you want to call things. There's an ETF for everything. So,
There is.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say there is an ETF for everything. It feels like it. There's at least 5 ETMs for everything.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can get an ETF to trade. What is it? The anti Kramer, the anti Kramer ETF, if you want.
Anti
Right?
Kramer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anti Kathy Wood.
Anti Kathy Wood. They're the big two that people love to trade against in the market these days. It seems, but. I'm willing to bet dollar bill there are more ETFs than actual stocks. It's sort of like the subprime mortgage thing, right? Where there was more subprime mortgage packages than there were actual mortgages. So, yeah, the inverse Kramer.
Yeah, well, you think of all these ETFs that are, AI ETFs. I mean, they all have the same thing in them.
Right.
They've got Nvidia, they've got AMD and Broadcom and so the short end of the curve in terms of the bonds, they are these are lower, which I think is in response to this whole Fed Governor Cook issue that the president said he was going to fire this morning.
Yeah, he sent a note to her. She's defied.
Yeah. So if he puts someone in there that wants to lower rates, I mean that's probably why the short-term rates are lower, because the Fed does have more influence on the short-term rates than compared to the long-term.
Yeah, they said the 10-year bond actually had a big impact right after that announcement. So.
Yeah, well, the 10-year and 10, 20, and 30-year are all up. And
okay.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's there's interesting games going on out there.
Yes. Okay, OKLO's back coming back up.
Oh, you're watching OKLO. Let's see what it's doing.
Wolf, you
All right.
traded Wolf today. That seems to be a popular
Yeah.
stock.
Wolf with the O or the U? Because there's two of them out there.
You,
With the U, yeah. I saw somebody mentioning that. I looked at it. Didn't look all that great to me. Let's see. What's it doing right now? Yeah.
it's up about 20 cents now. Yeah, it had a big pop last week. Went from $5 to $10.
It did. Oh, 2 weeks ago, I guess, technically. Watching PLTR here at this level, it's certainly taking your breather at 160. Question is, after it regains its composure, is it going back to 159 or up to 161? Or a little bit of each?
Mm. Tesla is at low of day. It's looking like it might break down here, but in can't always trust Tesla. Tesla quite often finds hits these low of days, maybe breaks a little lower and then comes right back up again. So it's a good time of day for they kind of play some of those games.
Somebody was asking about Tesla
Sell the
earlier, whether it
stock.
was a good short. So I'm glad to hear you say that, Brian. Echoes my feelings about it.
Yeah.
I don't mind taking
Yeah.
trades on Tesla, but yeah, you got to be careful. Like on a day like today, to me, this is just a clear warning, right? Like it's definitely in a range. You know, it's got to break out of this range before you can have any certainty as to what it's going to do. Now, if you're a range
Yeah.
trader, you might love this and say, oh, look, I don't mind it. Short at the highs, buy at the lows, rinse and repeat. But it wouldn't have been easy even doing that. So one that I haven't looked at, CRWV. I saw a couple people mention that. It was on your list, Brian,
Yeah,
today.
it's really erratic.
Oh yeah,
It has
too
broken
choppy.
out to a high of day, but just jumping all over the place.
I see that. Mm.
I
Yeah.
was kind of interested at the open because it was trading right near an area where if it had headed lower, it was really going to maybe start to break down here. But right now, it's finding some support right around this $90 level.
And Brian, I have members very excited. I understand you're doing a webinar tonight.
Yeah, apparently, I am doing a webinar. Yes, at
Uh,
5 o'clock, we'll be talking about Rising Devils. We'll be talking about trading the open. Actually, I've got all four of my different scenarios lined up
there you go. I was just talking about them this
for
morning, and
trading the open.
they talk about the Rising Devil. It's probably our most prolific one, but then its corollary or reversal is the Fallen Angel. But then you've got the rarer
Yes.
traded. Do you still trade the Lead Balloon and the Phoenix?
Right. You don't see those very often, but you
No,
always we are watching. I am watching for them. You don't see them very often.
right?
Um, yeah, so we'll be talking
Okay,
about that.
good.
Maybe talking a little bit about moving averages, the moving average, and a little bit
920.
throw a little bit of an options to trade options.
Okay,
Got a slide or two about that.
cool. Some good coverage there. So, guys, if you're an elite member, you have access to that. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific time in the webinar room, usual time for a Tuesday strategy webinar. Brian's going to be delivering that again. All elite members are welcome. You can join using the webinar room again, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. So, yeah, be there. Should be awesome.
Yeah. Be there or be square.
Or B square, yeah. So CRWV breaking out to the top side here has yet to break the yesterday's high, but it's coming up here. Or is that yesterday's high? Oh, actually, not quite. It's the spike right before the close yesterday. Really.
Yeah, we're up at R3 right now, which again, you don't want to be chasing it here.
Yeah.
And you can see why you didn't want to take a short on Tesla there, chase that, because it just,
bounced again, yeah.
The one thing I'll say about Tesla, it does respect levels.
Respect for the level.
Going to bounce back on the SPY.
And PLTR is still just in this range here that it's set the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle of it. So careful, whatever you're trading.
How would you trade IREN? Is that
that's one that God, I hate this stock to trade. It pops up on our list every once in a while. This is like an Australian data center company. But along the way, they've decided that they were getting into crypto. They were going to do AI. They've been jumping on every trend for the last couple of years. So they're just been all over the place.
are you asking how I would trade it at the open? Because it really it didn't appear to be trading on any news. Was just gapping down a bit below the VWAP at the open. I don't know. It's been flat all day. As far as longer term outlook, I mean, it looks like it's at an all time high, and it's been at an all time high for a while. Weekly chart kind of double topped at last year at in May and December at around $15, and then earlier in the year we broke out. And we broke out to a high. We pulled back, retested the breakout point, which is very common. That was sort of end of July, and now we've been on another tear higher. I'd be if you're not long now, I wouldn't be jumping in now. It looks like it's probably due for a bit of a consolidation.
There you go.
Let's just take a look at.
LTR still in this range.
So it's funny. This thing's market cap $5.5 billion with a B.
On
The
IREN?
income is minus 35 million, so it's not making money.
Yeah.
Sales is 367 million. It's just your typical stock right now, overvalued, not making money. It's got a 12% short interest.
Indeed. Okay. Oh, we've got Gary who's taken over the chat room. That must mean that it's 11 o'clock. Indeed it is.
Okay.
That means that this guy is ready to go. He's fueled up, had breakfast, and looking ready to go,
Yeah.
I think. So let's
Yeah, as far as
yes.
hiring goes, I mean, if you're not in this right now for a swing trade, I chasing it up here is I mean, I don't know. I It's one of those things where I mean, yeah, it could run another couple bucks. It's really when I look at this thing, it's due for a bit of a pullback. But having said that, if it did pull back to somewhere around 21 bucks, that under 20 bucks, that could be an opportunity to get in if you expect it to go higher. But yeah, chasing it here, eh, not a great setup. Thor, my man, you're back.
I'm back, man. Yeah, thanks, man. I was loving the commentary and so true. So I've been just kind of hanging, I had kind of a really I tried to trade on 2K that ended up taking a small loss on, and I just haven't really found anything else I've really, really liked enough to get into a good position. I did try
Yeah,
and
me
pull a
too.
little bit of a short on Amazon here. So I'm giving Amazon a shot. But if not, if this one doesn't work, I think I'm just going to call it a day at like a small, just a small red day, and you know, just
Yeah,
just do my thing. You know what I mean? But
yeah. I think that's a wise idea. I got a small red day going too, and I just don't see anything I really like right now. So, well, grab some breakfast and see what the rest of the day brings. So, take care, everybody.
yeah,
Hope you had a good
absolutely,
day.
man. Get your grub on, man.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll
Yep.
work this day out.
Thanks,
It'll
Brian.
happen at some point.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. We'll catch y'all later.
So I'll
Later, Brian.
catch you later. So let me guys show you my Amazon here that I'm in right now, and we'll see if it works or not. So basically, Amazon swept S4, so this trade's a little bit lower probability, but I loved we called it here on the pivot system, and I just absolutely loved the ghost candle here, the inverted volume here, and look at the precision to the high of day. My look, R3 is at 2228.60. What's high of day?
228.60.
It's the same price. Yeah. So literally an exact hit of my level with high volume. Like exact, not like a little over, not a little under, like as precise as it could possibly be. Right. So if I'm not going to try a short on this one, I'm not taking a short on anything ever again. You know what I mean? Even if this doesn't work, I don't care. That kind of precision cannot be ignored. And especially after we have a nice rally and look at after coming off of the low end pretty well and a nice rally to come in there and find high volume on the sell, first big red candle, you know what I mean, since being way down here. And it just happened to be right when we wicked my R3. Can't argue with that one. So I went ahead and took that one at the new 1 minute low. That's what this looks like on DOS. Now, because I've already, I went ahead and decided to run my position a little wide on this one. So I'm running it up above 228 and 3/4. And if this squeezes, I'll just call it a day that's just not working. But this is a great trade. I really love the entry on this trade. I love the range on this trade. So my stop loss is if we buy up through 228.78. My target is going to be a movement back to the open price. So back to 227, which we've already been as low as 226 today. So that should be doable. Oh, I would take a short on QQQ at R3 right now. I think all of our images froze, actually. Maybe mine's still working.
What happens when somebody leaves? Their camera sort
Without
of
hanging up.
freezes. Well, it freezes in their last known position. So I just left him there because he was.
I
Making,
like it. I think it's a good phase.
He's
It kind of
making
looks
fun.
like
You like that face? Look, we can blow it
it's
up
like a
for
turtle
you.
face. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. Hold on.
There you go. See, we can make it bigger. I'm sure Brian might not want us to do that, but that's what I've got. All right.
Blackmail captured. That's awesome. I like it. On day I feel like we should just save this image, Peter. And on any day I don't have a co-pilot, can we just leave this picture up? I think this will
Just put Turtle Brian. Yeah.
and then I'm gonna call the show Weekend at Brian's.
You just prop them in a corner and all right.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I really don't use higher time frames, to be honest, Humeris. I just use my cams. So the cams are created from higher time frames, so I really don't put in the effort to look at those, although maybe I should sometimes. But yeah, for me, I'm only taking this trade because it's signaled so perfectly at R3, right? And the order book, actually at the time, it had just bought through a large order and we looked temporarily bearish. So it also looked like a good entrance on the book as well. You can see how we kind of sold down. Now we've squeezed. Hello. Oh, I need to restart Thinkorswim. Hold on. I forgot I left it up last night. So yeah. So, and I would definitely short R3 on QQQ because I am also short R3 on QQQ. So I also think this is a good short today as well. So this one I'm running above 572 with a wider stop. So we've got two going now. So I have one loss, and then I've got two in right now that I think both are pretty viable. So let's see what happens. This is DOS, IBKR and DOS. These are the ones here. This is TV. Like my indicator's built into TV right now. But we are going to be bringing TV into trading terminal, and then we will be able to do that. For profit on Amazon, I am looking for a movement to. I'm looking for a movement back to 227. So I'm running a pretty wide stop. I really let this one breathe. If we go through 226, or if we went through high of day, that means we would have bought the 50 level. So it's reasonable to think we could hit the 3/4 mark. So I wanted to put myself behind, and where there was a vacuum in the order book up here. So it looked like a really nice spot to stick my stop. The only problem is and I can get to my target without running out low of day. So I think it's doable. I'm asking a lot out of my ATR, but my ATR low is still all the way below S6, right? So even going short from here, I still have the potential to run on Amazon all the way to 223 today. So if I run out the downside ATR. So I think this play seems really viable right now. I really like this. And that exhaustion signal, I mean, like I said, you can't argue. Look at the precision on this thing. I'm not. Okay, how do I do this? Let me get toss started real quick so it can start loading. How do I say this without coming off arrogant? Does anybody else have a trading system that hits to the penny like this? I mean, what am I supposed to do, right? Like, I mean, look at this. It's magic. It's not magic. It's science, right?
I don't think you quite got there, but I appreciate the effort.
Did I make it?
Not quite. The little bit of arrogance. But you know what?
I tried
It's
it.
not unwarranted, right? I mean, sometimes,
Well,
is it bragging or is it just stating the truth, man?
as my as my narcissistic best friend always said, I'm not conceited, I'm convinced. You know what I mean? And I I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. No, I don't know. These are those moments where what's wild about this, and this is real true, is believe it or not, no matter how much time I have spent using this system, I know why it does what it does. I know the effort put into creating it, but still to see precision at this level, it's amazing, right? Because let me just, if you can see this, if you can recognize this and understand that this does happen, then maybe you're saying there's a chance. You know what I mean? Like maybe we can do this stock trading thing, right? Like if we can find correlation with this kind of precision, then maybe we can. But the problem a lot of us have is we don't have a system that's detailed enough, and we don't perform it in a detailed enough fashion. Only 1 minute. And a detailed enough fashion to actually stay with it well enough to engage with this kind of precision. So, and one of the things I want to talk a lot more about this maybe tomorrow with the doctor when she's here. But one of the things I've really been working on with a lot of my mentees is changing the relationship that they have with the stock market. This actual direction was sparked by something Dr. V said in one of her tweets, or sorry, one of her, and what do you call it when you share something on Instagram? A post on one of her IG posts, which is trading will never fill the void. Sorry, I'm country. Trading will never fill the void. And I thought that was such an interesting thing, because I think what we often do as traders, and I think this is maybe our biggest enemy, is coming to trading expecting that trading is going to make us feel good about ourselves. And in reality, that's like going into a relationship hoping that that relationship is going to make you feel good about yourself. Right. And you're not going to do well in that relationship, especially if the relationship you're getting involved in is someone who doesn't like to be overly pursued. Right. So if you're, and that is the stock market is a fickle beast, right? It pulls away, it yanks at you, it wiggles around, it really makes you work for it. Right. So if you approach the stock market with a needs-based concept instead of a want-based concept. So I need to get trades in, I need to make money, I need to succeed, I need to do that. The stock market owns you. Right? Just like a relationship. If you need the other person, if you need them to support you, if you need them for emotional, financial support, anything that's going on, that's just how that is, right? The best relationships are a relationship in which you are secure, right? And that needs to be your relationship with the market. You need to only interact with it when you want to interact with it, when it presents you an opportunity that you just, like Paris, it just grabs you by the face, right? Like in this instance, I don't care if I lose this Amazon trade, right? It hit my level to the penny, right? To the ticket hit my level on high volume, right exactly where it should, with a play call together, right? There's no way I'm not taking this trade, right? So, but that's because I want to be in this trade. I don't need this trade. If it loses, it's not a big deal, but I want to be in it. And I certainly don't want to get out of it, right? So this isn't one I would move to break even either. I'll just take a full stop on this if it doesn't work, because this is a really nice spot to get this trade. The only thing against it is the narrow range, right? Taking reversals on narrow ranges are a little more complicated, but whatever. It's a good spot. So anyway, little soapbox there on the relationship I think you need to have with the market in order to be a little bit more successful. We'll talk about that maybe some more tomorrow. So I hope you guys don't mind when I soapbox a little bit. Thumbs up, likes, loves, all that stuff. I love you. But as I've been really increasing my profitability, hey Max, as I've been increasing my profitability in the market, the main thing that has increased my profitability has not been increasing my trading technique. It has actually been in creating a confident approach to the market and myself. You know what I mean? And that is really what has made my performance accelerate, is that I am less concerned with the outcome and entirely concerned with what my involvement is, right? Getting into the market. Look at that volume come in right there. Wow. That almost seems like we had some news right there. The way that just busted like that. So we basically had just set a short-term trend and we just came back through it. So now we're going to re-offer to the selling range, but look how low this volume is. We're really moving, but that's not a lot of volume. So we're going to come right back to this sell, and let's see what happens when we offer back to it. Hopefully we'll find a seller here and it'll shove it back down. So we're going to have a buy. When we close this candle, I want it to immediately result in selling. If we buy off of this and make a new highs, this gets a little freaky. This should not make new highs above this level. But I ran it wide for a reason because we're on a narrow range. So we'll see what happens. Right.
Amazon just announced that they're replacing all of their corporate executives with AI robots, and their next target is to replace all politicians.
Is that
I'm
what
kidding.
they said?
Fake news. That's not the news.
I got hopeful for 3 seconds. We'd finally get government that makes sense, Peter.
Depends who writes the AI code, right? That's the challenge. No, I don't really see any news on Amazon. I'm not sure what caused that. So.
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. We almost had a chance. I just thought government was really starting to make sense, and then I saw that Justin Trudeau was spotted dating Katy Perry, and I was just like, all right, I don't know what's going on now.
They had dinner at a restaurant, sort of in public, but I don't know whether they're actually dating or not. Anyways, whether they are or not.
He's a good-looking fella,
whatever,
so I
whatever.
mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, he's a nice guy.
Got to do something now that he's out of political power. What else is he gonna do? And recently divorced. If you can date Katy Perry, why not?
Right? Maybe she's a firework. Maybe he'll kiss a girl and like it.
Maybe.
No, too soon. Okay.
She's
I'm
a
really
Barbie girl. Is that her song too? Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I don't know.
This could go bad, people. So we just showed you that we exceeded our Katy Perry knowledge after only 2 songs. Right. After that, we're stumped.
I really have no idea.
All right, Humorous asks serious question, and I apologize for the lack of serious commentary, but it was worth it, and we enjoyed it, which is, I guess, all that matters. And if you have to complain, remember that complaints can only be delivered to Peter by hand during a winter month in which snow is above your head. If the snow is not above your head, then unfortunately you cannot deliver it because you got to work for things in this world, and that includes complaining.
By dog sled, only with a dog, only with a dog team where each animal has 3 legs.
Yes, because we believe in
equal opportunity dog
sledding. That's right. It's our charity, actually. Make sure to donate to our room charity. You too may also I don't know, it's not going to go to that. What do we give to our charity, Peter? What charity do we use?
Well, right now we're raising funds for fighting children's cancer. That's on the YouTube channel here. So you can click on the donate button. Anything counts. $5, $50, whatever you want to give. We'd greatly appreciate it. It's 4 days left on that. Trying to raise $3,000 for 2/3 of the way there, just over $2,000. So anybody that can donate.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. And 100% of your proceeds go directly to the charity. So
100%, folks. So just in case you're looking for a spot if you really feel like you're about to take a revenge trade, just take that $25 you were about to burn and just donate it to our charity.
There you go.
And then you could have just lost that money and feel good about it. Oh man, that's awesome. Cool. I like that. So that's fun charity. I like that. Children's cancer. That's a good one. That's a good. All right. So will the Atlas feature be cheaper than Bookmap, and will it be strong enough to use on the same level as Bookmap? I cannot necessarily speak to the future of its strength, right? Because I am not the one developing it, although I am helping with some consultation stuff on the development. And so far, it looks pretty amazing. It is quite nice. But it will certainly be less expensive than Bookmap, without a doubt.
The intent is yes on both.
That's an easy yes on that. But it's a yes for both. The intention is for yes on both. So I'm certainly can't wait, and not completely understanding why I don't have a beta version running already. But whatever. Andrew's got to be at Burning Man, you know, stuff's going on, whatever. Just saying. Feel the burn. Peter, did you see that they had like a haboob like thing going on there? Big old like dust storm like blew that place all over the spot.
A what? A haboob?
What? Yeah, you know, dust storm. They don't call
Okay.
Canada. Well, you don't have dust storm. I know they call them haboobs in Arizona.
Oh, really?
Chat, what do you guys call dust storms? Do you guys call them? Do you call them haboobs?
How do you spell that?
HABOOBs?
Hab- that sounds like something totally different. Haboob storms. Look at
Oh, it
that.
definitely sounds different. I think it's a Middle Eastern term actually that was adopted.
A towering wall of dust. Meteorological. I can't say that word. Meteorologically known as a haboob. All right, so that's an actual formal term.
No, it's a thing. Yeah,
Look
it's
at
a real
that.
thing.
Okay, I had no idea. Okay.
Hi, wellspring of useless knowledge coming at you
Yeah,
from
no, that's awesome. I
from
like
Thorium Inc.
learning new terms. That's perfect. I'm gonna use that every time a piece of dust gets in my eye. I'm gonna start talking about haboobs just because.
Yeah, you know, excellent.
Okay.
So Haboob in Arizona. Yeah, I mean that's where I learned it from. I had friends in AZ. That's where I picked up the knowledge.
Wow.
It's like how I know about market making because I have friends in the market. See, it is Arabic. I told you.
Yep.
Haboob, Arabic. Haboob.
Yep.
Blasting, drifting, a type of intense dust storm carried by the wind of a weather front or thunderstorms. Haboobs occur regularly. Winning. Yeah, we gotta be careful how we say it, Premier. We don't want to get restricted. So we gotta make sure we're saying haboob, not ha. Boob. Hasim says, I am Arabian and I do not know this haboob.
I love that.
I love it. He's like, we literally invented the word. I have no idea what you're talking about. We call them dust storms.
I look, you mentioned it. I looked it up, and it says it's an actual formal term. Now, have there ever been two of them that have occurred at once?
Well, yeah,
Anyways,
would that be a
never mind.
haboobs or would that be a habib?
I'm not sure, but anyways, never mind.
Amazon's
Back to trading.
Speaking of a haboob, Amazon's being a haboob right now. I love so much that I've just taught so many people who are of Arabic descent an Arabic word. This is amazing. Okay. Next is teaching French to French people. And believe me, this is more complicated than I realized. Because I didn't know there were more than one kind of French, which really makes sense now that I think about it, right? Like there's France French and then there's like Canadian French. But you really don't think about that when you start learning French. You're just like, hook me up with the French, right? And then all of a sudden you're learning like words that the other ones like aren't learning, and you look silly when you walk in there. You're calling like a car, and they're like, it's not called a car, we call it a different kind of car. And you're like, but it says on the sign car. And they're like, yeah, but that's because the French call it car. And I'm like, what are we even talking about? And then and then it's like now I'm trying to learn all of the like all the different, the feminized versus the masculine stuff, and I'm too stupid for this. That's the problem, people. I might just be too stupid to learn a second language. I really hoped I wouldn't be, but so far, not strong at all progress. I'm so impressed by people that know multiple languages. My God. But they say I have to immerse. That's the problem. Like if I really wanted to learn, I would just need to go there and learn. So if anyone wants to adopt me in Canada, with my kids for like a half a year, so I can learn French.
I mean, arguably, Thor, you already know two languages. It's just only one is an oral language. You know the oral language of English, and you know the visual language of trading. which is a language on its own.
Oh, that's true. And don't forget the unspoken body language.
But everybody knows that one.
Sorry, I was just at Disney, so I just literally was like all around Little Mermaid right now. And that's when she takes her voice away. That's the.
I see. I thought we were still talking about habooms.
Me too. I was
Okay.
hoping we were.
Never mind. So this
right,
yeah,
that's true. I do speak Southern. Southern's like that's like the difference between French and like Canadian French, right? That's like the difference between English and Southern, right? Like, like we use words like y'all, right? That's you all. That's a conjunction that does not exist in the English language, but we use it. So, but I'm so happy about being Southern because I know French words because I'm Southern, right? Like if I go to a soiree, right? I know what that is just because I'm Southern, right?
Wouldn't it be a shindig? Yeah.
Shindigs are fun. I do like a good shindig. Hey, y'all. All right, come on, Amazon. Make me look like I know what I'm talking about. Let's do this. A hootenanny. Hey, Blake, what's up? Hey, anytime I see Blake, I just got to remind everybody that Blake is a dope ass DJ out of Orlando. And he puts out some really good like concentration like tracks. Like if you're just looking for like a vibe music to listen to while you're trading and while you're doing stuff, go on Apple Music and type in Blake Jarrell and check out his stuff. If you think of the word Haboob while listening to his music, you will smile the entire time. So I'm just saying. I don't know why that word is so stuck in my head now. Oh my God. All right, Amazon. Yeah, let's go. Look at that sell response there. Right. So day one, I know someone who they speak English, French, Dutch, right? And they speak like Mandarin because they travel a lot for a business. And I'm just like, how the heck? Like, my God, people. It's just brilliant. Like polyglots are just freaking like amazing. I find it so impressive because it's amazing. Like I love that we're still on Haboobs. You guys make me happy. All right, so we're still on Amazon. Amazon near the price is starting to get closer to this big old order down here. Nice, Jesse. Make sure, Jesse, throw an email. I think it's Vanessa at bearbulltraders.com. Make sure you throw Dr. V an email, letting know the impact and how that's been helping you, because I think that's always a good thing to do. Oh, nice, Jesse. Kick butt. So you're working with Dr. V? You're in V's tribe, I believe. Dope. That's dope. Good for you. Man, I really think Dr. V's personal mentoring, Jesse, is like, I think right now it's like Fight Club. Like, I just don't think enough people know about it. So, you know what I mean? You know what, I just don't think enough people realize the value of that. And at some point in time, like there's gonna be just a crazy wait list to get involved in her stuff. So Jesse, so kind of this is something I've kind of talked with Dr. V about, right? It's the concept of here we go. Q's is starting to sell. I went ahead and pulled this down. If this comes up and makes a new high, I'm going to cut this Q's trade. We should not come back up through premium now. So we're good to go there. Let's go ahead and flip over to Amazon. Amazon also has started to sell. So I like that a lot. So, but yeah, so one of the things I've really been talking with my mentees a lot about is trying to change the way they interact with the market. And I've talked with Dr. V a bit about this. One thing I don't talk enough about in the room maybe is some of the performance increases that I've had have happened directly because of interacting with Dr. V. Just, you know, she's a clinical doctor. You know, if you've got performance issues where you really need to get your head straight, you know what I mean? She can be a real asset, and that's why I've been having her in here every week, every Wednesday, right? That's why we're doing a show now every Wednesday, because she's awesome. So, but you know, it's really been we've been talking about like this the way we have like kind of a relationship with the market is very, very important, right? If you have a want-based relationship with the market, then it goes a lot better than if you have a needs-based relationship with the market, right? If you need to get trades, if you need to do something, you know, and all the anxiety that comes with that, it just, you know, so it's like I don't know why I keep trading outside of the system, Jesse, right? Because you're still too attached, right? So if you think about like personality wise, right? We have secure, we have attached, right? We have secure, we have attached, and then we have avoidant, right? So in this instance, you're being attached, right? You're too attached to trading. You're too attached to getting an outcome, right? So because of that, you are afraid to wait for that moment because you feel like you're gonna miss out, like this opportunity is just never going to come, or I'm going to miss an opportunity. So because of that, you come on too strong and you push too hard, right? And that causes you to miss opportunities, right? Right, you know, that causes you to miss opportunities because you get too involved too quickly rather than allowing the opportunity, right, to come to you, if you will. So you want to change your attachment style to more of a secure attachment style, right, to where you allow the market to come to you. I have specific, you know, and this isn't about that the market's not going to come to you. It's got to be a specific market in a specific way, right? Think about like if you were trying to date somebody new, Jesse, right? And you're really talking about like what you're looking for in somebody, right? I'm looking for somebody who's this height, right? That's this kind of a build, that makes this kind of money, right? That has a car, that has a house. Wait a minute, you'd really not pick a guy just because he doesn't have a car? Yeah, I want him to have a car, right? But what happens if you find a really nice guy that doesn't have a car? Who cares? He doesn't have a car, right? Like that's important to you. You know what I mean? Like you should hold out for whatever has the criteria that you need. Right now, if you find you've been single for 10 years, right, then you have to take a look at things and you have to evaluate. Maybe I'm too picky, right? And then make some decisions on that. And that's the same thing with your system, right? If you're going day after day after day and you're not taking trades, well, maybe I'm asking too much out of the market. I'm asking it to present too many things to me, right? So then you start to adjust the rules ever so slightly. Okay, well, maybe he has to have a car, but maybe I don't care if it's a Lexus or a Mercedes or a Ferrari. Maybe I'm okay if he has a Jeep. Right. You know, so so now you've opened up the pool a little bit for more opportunities, right? But you still want to make sure they're tall and they have these other things, right? So that's with stock trading, right? So for me, I have a very secure attachment style when it comes to my stock trading, right? I like, look, I'm here. Oh, I'm in this because this only had, you know, it was R3. It was a perfect wick to my R3. It was perfect to my R3. It reoffered on light volume. It's been selling. I mean, this is beautiful, right? Thank you, Mad Props. Mad Props gets a 10 times multiplier for our next drawing. I don't care what it's for. That might not be true. I don't know if I can pull that off. But you should have a 10 times multiplier because you are right. Jeep is greater than Lexus and Mercedes. Can we not just say that Jeep is the greatest vehicle that anyone can own? I mean, let's just roll with it. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. How can I sign up for the waiting list? Go to my Instagram, Richie. If you go to @ThorYoungBBT, Instagram, right? There are links. One of them will be to me. I know you can't say that, Ravi. Hey, Ravi, if you could own, I have a Jeep Gladiator, 2023 Jeep Gladiator Diesel Special Edition Earl Grey.
I feel like we're here representing two different worlds, Thor. So, sitting here is the guy with the Porsche 911 Turbo, and you've got the Jeep. So,
the
two different
Porsche
spectrums.
911 Turbo is an amazing car. I absolutely, I give you no grief whatsoever for that car, other than your inability to drive it during winter months.
Well, it's four-wheel drive. It's four-wheel drive.
They're dope. Yeah, but the low profile. I mean, what you like? I mean, how far is that thing off the ground? Like that far?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so but if it's power, you put a little plow on the front of that thing, some nubby tires. Let's go.
There you go. I get the Dakar version, and then I can. Then I'm good to go.
Let's do this. I will probably never buy any other car than my Jeep. I absolutely love that vehicle. So here's the thing for me, and I'll be honest with y'all on this one, as I am apparently too much, maybe. I really, really, really live for experiences. You will never likely see me living in an ungodly expensive house, right? You will likely never see me driving an incredibly expensive car or anything like that because I like experiences. All of my money goes towards me and the kiddos and people I care about. Just doing really cool things together. So that's what I like to do. So so for me, like it's my Jeep is so perfect. It's a Gwinder. It's a 2023 diesel Gladiator. So it's beautiful, special edition Earl Grey. It's like my dream car. But it's like the American mullet in a vehicle. You know what I mean? All business up front, all party in the back. You know what I mean? It just looks like it's just so great. Like I can load up the back full of stuff if I need to, but there's enough space in the front because it's it's a 5-seater. So there's enough space to squeeze me and the kids in and stuff like that. And I just love the stinking thing. So that's it. That's all I got to do. So I love that thing. But it's like, yeah, I like to go, I like to do things. I really think like it fits the trader mentality. I mean, I think one of the things that's important as traders is to remember why we came to this game, for freedom. You know what I mean? You could do any number of jobs and make the same kind of money you can make in trading after 5 to 10 years of really busting your butt at it. Trading just offers you the ability to kind of do that from anywhere on your terms whenever you want, once you kind of learn the game. So that the freedom in trading is really like what makes it alluring. No, Gladiator. What? Mine doesn't. My Jeep looks amazing in the back with its tires not being too big, Ben. I bet Ben. What kind of car do you have, Ben? You got a truck? You seem like a truck guy. I can't really see your profile thing, but it looks like you could just like you should be driving like a deuce and a half or something with that profile picture. Dude, yeah, Tazan, I want to rather than use it to travel to 100 countries, like why not? You know what I mean? BMW X4. Agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. Oh, I love my life. Y'all are so much fun. I don't know if I have a recent picture of it. Let me see if I can find one. Since we're just sitting here waiting for Amazon to keep selling. I'm in a position short on Amazon right now, by the way, as y'all know. So we're just running this thing south here, see what happens. Oh, um, here's a picture of it when I was traveling. Here it is. It's not the world's greatest picture, but it's on my Instagram. That's my baby. Boom. It's called the Duke of Earl because it's Earl Grey. I'm very creative at naming. Thank you. I'm telling you, I love it. It's my dream car. So, but yeah, I'm with you. I just want to do stuff. I think what I want to do next summer, I have this weird idea for next summer. Um, I I was talking to someone in Italy who, for a fairly reasonable price, would rent me one of their villas. It's like a 6 or 7 bedroom villa. So I was really like thinking like next summer. I have to talk to the team too. I'm gonna have a few days where I'm not gonna be on the YouTube in like a month. I'll probably be off Thursday and Friday in a couple months because I'm moving. So I bought a new place because I need to downsize since it's just me and the kids. But I got myself a beautiful condo, 4 bedroom, 4.5, 4 bedroom, 4 bathroom, like 2,500 square feet. Really nice deal. And because I want to be able to just travel more. Yep, still in St. Augustine. Just like 30 minutes, like 25 minutes closer to my son's school. And then for Italy, I'm gonna I think I want to rent the villa for like a month, maybe a month and a half, and spend next summer. Um, just there, just fly out because with my daughter has very severe autism, so traveling with her and going through all of that effort just to be somewhere for a few days isn't worth it. But if I could go out there for a month, I could bring her therapist with me and if you and set things up so it'd really work. My cams are Thor mode. So you should be able to go in here under Camera pivot plays, settings, and inputs and select options preset Thor. Right. So yeah, but maybe we do a BBT meetup in Italy next summer. So and because I've never been overseas that direction. So I think it would be really fun. But I'm really I'm not going to get to go to the Thailand thing for BBT. I just can't take the time away from my children long enough to go somewhere for that long and be in a different country where I might not get back as easily. But if I can take them with me and we all get stuck there together, hell, who cares? Right? So I think it'll be I don't think we'll I was looking at the pricing and talking with some people. I don't think it'll be too bad. That's why I like going to Canada, Max. Man, anybody in America right now, if you want to take a vacation, go to Canada. Oh my God, I love Canada right now. Anytime I go away for like a weekend, I want to pop up there if I can. So much fun stuff to do, incredibly great people. Food is amazing, and you can eat at a 4-star Michelin restaurant for the same price as McDonald's in the US. Not, I mean, close. I've been pretty all over Canada. I need to visit Peter because I haven't been to Peter's neck of the woods yet. So I wanna do something in Peter's direction someday because I
Yeah,
haven't been to
baby.
his province yet.
Let's do it.
So, and then I haven't been to absolutely. And
Back the
then
Jeep up. I got a big driveway. I got like all these bedrooms that are unused.
oh, I'm so down.
It's all free, man. Show up.
Let's go.
All the
So
scotch you
BBT
can drink.
meetup near Peter's house. Oh, all right. I'm hold on. I'm logging out. Hey Peter, do you have any idea when the Atlas thing happens? I know we're gonna like hopefully demo it someday, but have you heard of any timelines on that, or is it just sometime between now and then?
Great question, but no, I do not. I
Yeah.
don't know what the scheduled timelines are at this point.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything, so sorry. But my favorite spot in Canada is actually I really like I go up to I like Montreal a lot in Quebec City. It's really, really nice. I tend to go up there a bit. And then I really enjoy you know, obviously I go to Vancouver at least once a year. And then my grandfather used to live in Nova Scotia. So I go up to Halifax every so often because I have some lingering family still in Nova Scotia.
If you haven't been like to Banff, Jasper, in the middle of the Rockies, well worth
Oh,
it.
that sounds amazing.
It's pretty awesome. Lake Louise is like so picturesque. More to stuff to do in Banff.
I know, man. Canada's winning me over, Peter. I have to admit it. Every time I go up there, I like it a little bit more. Every time it's, you know, it actually, you know, has a lot of Southern vibes just to how nice and hospitable the people can be, especially if you treat them nicely, right? And you're respectful. You know what I mean? You get like such good like feels with everyone. So, um, I don't know on the cam setting shrinking thing. Someone said that on my X. Like I've had it happen before. The thing I would say is look down here at this little cog and then make sure you have it checked marked, not auto. You don't want it fits data to screen. You want to change it to scale price chart only on your actual chart. And that I think that will stop it. Give that a try, Sunita, and see if that fixes it. If it does, let me know because then I'll share that on my X as well. Because I had someone DM me on my X and I didn't completely know the answer. But I think it's if you switch this, so you go to this cog down here, click that, and then go up and switch it from auto to scale price to chart only. And I think that fixes it. The best food spot I would recommend to Zane, where? Like anywhere that I've ever been or in Quebec City? JT, nope. You definitely did not upset me in any way, my friend. Why did you comment and I didn't respond? Sorry, the chat gets moving sometimes and I miss it. But no, definitely not.
Except for that one thing that JT said that we can never forgive him for. But
So, except that one thing. Yeah, that I mean, but that's yeah. In
we won't
Quebec.
talk about
Okay. Hold on. Let me pull up the um it was okay. There's a couple of them, and let me see if I can I have to remember the name. One of them is called Les Cendries, which is it's spelt like Cendrillon. Or like the Cinderella basically. And it's but Le Cendrille, and it was it or Le Cendrille, and it was amazing. It's like kind of a hole in the wall space, like local. Absolutely just brilliant. And then there is it's called Legend, which is Legende. This one is gonna run you a titch. But it was maybe the best food I've ever eaten in my entire life. But everything about this place was amazing because all the food there is locally sourced. Right. So everything you eat, like whether it's the lettuce you're eating all the way to the, if you have beef or like whatever you're having, everything that's there. And it oh, just so good. And then the other one is a Bistro L'Origine. And it is actually a sister restaurant of Legend. But Legend is the 4-star Michelin version. And they have different menus, but both of them are both all locally sourced. So you can have two very different experiences, and both of them have their own private label wines that you can try and that they'll pair in for you. So it's a really fun experience. So yeah, those are my 3 top recommendations. Cool. Yeah, I'll go Le Continental. Okay, Raul, I'll do that. Let me put that on my list. The Continental.
Let me know if you're running to John Wick.
Oh, yeah. Cool. I'll save it. Bink. Thank you very much. I needed some good restaurant recommendations. Um, on the so you're having the issue with this the King bows to me. Great name. With your cams looking like this after you load them, like they squishy like that. Right? So if that's happening, what you want to do is go down to this cog looking thing down here on the bottom right of your chart, and you're going to click that and switch it from auto to scale price chart only. And that should fix it. Okay. I took 4-hour trade yesterday night on ES R3 to S3. Now, when I took NQ short, it only went 1/4 position size. It happens when I'm already good green for the day. Is that good? So what you're saying is you already won a full position short. So now you're going to go ahead and take another trade, but you're going to reduce the size of that additional trade in order to secure profit, right? Rather than just going full risk on your second trade. I don't know if I have any issue with that per se. I'm a little curious on what do you do if your first trade's a loser? Like, do you just stop trading altogether, or will you try multiple full-size trades attempting to, you know what I mean, tempting to you know what I mean, to get there? Because if you're gonna take multiple trades when you're losing, right, at full value, right, then you have then you have to be a little cautious, because what you could end up having is kind of an imbalance in your metrics, right? Because basically when you take 2 trades on a winning day, you're going to end up only making, maybe 4.5 R or 4 R, technically what would be 4 to 5 R. But on a losing day, you'll rack up a solid 3, right? So that's gonna leave you at a relative imbalance as far as those being close to each other. Now, that also depends on your hit rate, JT. If your hit rate is running 50% or higher, then you probably could do that. But if your hit rate is running lower, like on the maybe more like the 40% side, you may want to just stay full value on your second trade, and then if you just have and that, because the R imbalance, if you win the second trade at the truncated amount, it's really not going to provide enough money to make it worth it. I would almost say it just seems like you want to stay involved in the market. You know what I mean? You just want to keep playing. You know what I mean? But if you've already hit your goal, you know what I mean, you're done. So the question is like, if you want to keep playing, why, if we're going to do it, why not just hit it with real size? You know what I mean? So now, if you don't have I also keep in mind, I don't believe in gauging setups, right? Which makes me different than others, right? You'll hear people talking about A+ setups versus B+ setups or C+ setups. I don't have any of that, right? I just have setups, right? So for me, unless, this goes back to kind of our topic from the beginning of the day, right? To Zane, this goes for you as well as a revenge trader, right? The question is, are you interacting with the market based upon a needs-based relationship or a want-based relationship, right? Like right now, I don't need to take trades, right? And this, I think, really helps with traders that have been trading successfully for a while, and why they seem to just relax, right, is because now that they've made good money and they've kind of proven to themselves they can make good money, that relationship changes with the market, and we start going into what's more of a want-based relationship, right? The big traders that blow up are generically the big traders who continue to employ a needs-based relationship, right? They're going into the market and they're taking trades because they need to take trades, right? This really works against us moderators sometime, especially the ones of us who trade live. For everybody showing active P&L and stuff like that, is because we want to perform, right? I'm here, now not taking trades is a part of the performance for me. So I'm perfectly happy not doing it because I have a want-based interaction method with the market. I took this Amazon trade because it was perfect, right? The only thing it didn't have is I wish it would have swept up first instead of going down first. That would have increased the overall efficacy. But I mean, I really love the trade, right? This came to me. This was the trade I wanted, right? So I entered this trade because I wanted to enter this trade. If it stops me out, I don't care, right? I wanted to be in it. I didn't need to be in it, right? It didn't trick me, right? I didn't get suckered into this, right? It did what I wanted it to do, and then I got into it, right? So for me, like if you're revenge trading, if you're doing those different things, right? Even the thought of, I took one full-size trade that was a winning, and now my next one is a smaller trade. That almost still to me feels like you just need to interact with the market. Like for me, kind of what Blake Gerald said, get your green and get out. You know what I mean? If you're not going to take another full-size trade, put risk on and make some real money, what's the point, right? You came to trading for freedom, right? You came here so you don't have to work hard, so you don't have to spend 40 hours a week grueling, right? That's what Peter and I have to do because we got suckered into like doing this in front of people, right? But everybody else, you have permission not to do that. You can literally just take your trade, and once your trade's done, you can just leave. You can literally just go for a jog. You can go kayaking. You can go drive your Porsche 911, right? You can do anything you want but trade. But if you have a needs-based interaction, this is what screws all gamblers, right? Why is gambling easy when you go to Vegas? Why does it seem like you always make money when you first go there? Because you want to gamble. You don't need to gamble, right? But when you become a professional poker player and you start losing money, why do you do stupid things, right? Because that relationship changes, right? You go from, this is why being a musician, right, kind of stinks when you start getting paid to do it, right? Because it sucks all the fun out of it. Why? Because you went from wanting to play your instrument to needing to play your instrument, right? So this is the same thing with relationships with people, right? You should want to be with the person you're with, not need to be, right? So the more you can work on secure emotional, right? Things, the more workers you can stay focused on yourself and just creating a secure attachment style to the market, the better you will do on the market. And I'm going to wrap with that in one final word, Haboob.